let us begin. It's been a few weeks since we last visited Renascence, so as a refresher, last time shit hit the fan. You guys had gathered for the arraignment of Ransal Bloodbeard, the notorious pirate lord, certain that his ally and #1 Leviathan fan in the Emerald Sea, La Shirog, would be doing something. Not sure what, but pretty sure he was in town. He was summoning water elementals. He was going to start some shit. So you guys assembled and kept watch. And what followed that morning was a very violent and catastrophic attack. Masses of water elementals and disguised cultists emerged from the crowds, attacked the cities, attacked your ship, and at the same time, a gigantic sea creature, the same one, or at least one like it, that you saw crawling around the depths of Ranzal's retreat back on Daggermore, emerged from beneath a Eastern Alliance frigate, cutting it in two with a giant laser beam, and began making its way towards the city. You guys finished up on the prison transport ship as La Shirog and Bloodbeard had vanished. You teleported back to the Presidium to recruit some allies and potentially locate your escapees. And you did find them, though not in the fashion you necessarily wanted. With Gideon's assistance, you were able to find that they had entered the ethereal plane and were making their way through the sea out to open water. Figuring that Freeport needed your help sooner than you'd be able to capture Bloodbeard, you guys returned back to the scene of the creature's emergence and proceeded to lay a beatdown, the likes of which Freeport has not seen in many a year. There was a giant, there were dinosaurs, there were laser beams, a bunch of people almost died. It was a whole thing. And in the end, you killed it. So now,
all right,
you have turned your attention back out to sea, determined to catch up to Bloodbeard. Stop him? Question mark. You guys are split up. Barnaby, John, and Aloran are currently flying out. Aloran is a Quetzalcoatlus, big winged dinosaur, carrying her two buddies aloft, while Noel and Burberry have gone with Alexi and Gideon through a teleportation circle at Fort Franco to emerge on the island of Toure, the city of Bright Shore. You guys are planning to both arrive somewhere in that storm cloud that is sort of stretching across the horizon from north to south out at sea, presuming that Bloodbeard's ship is somewhere inside. Are there any questions before we get to it?
Nope.
All right. So, Aloran, Barnaby, John, you guys are flying across the open seas. Anything in particular you want to do right now?
I believe I was taking a short rest. Unless did we already get that?
That would probably be evidenced by your hit points. Did you refill your hit points?
I want to say yes, but I don't know if we ever officially said we're doing a short rest.
Well, I would see if you have fuller hit points or not.
I mean, I remembered.
Assume.
I remembered using it. I'm just not sure if we ever decided, okay, we're doing a short rest.
I think the decision was that while you guys were riding on a Lorne, you both did a short rest.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I refilled most of my hit points, so.
Okay. Yeah. So, safe assumption, everyone but Lorne has short rested in this first hour. So, short rest abilities are back, hit points should be up. And is there anything else that you guys want to do while flying out to sea?
I'm going to re-summon Bart if I can.
Okay. It's probably not the easiest process to do from the back of a flying dinosaur, but you make it work, and before long, Bark is back in your arms, a happy, if somewhat nervous wooden dog, as he looks around, the clouds whizzing by over the edge of the dinosaur.
You're telling me you're scared of heights? I gave you rocket boats.
And yeah, he's back.
I don't even understand.
Oh, that's okay. Neither does he.
I would say at some point, I would like to do a short rest
Mm-hmm.
and have somebody drag me through the ocean, please.
Sure.
I mean, I do have a boat if we need to go semi-fast.
That is doable.
Yeah, because I'd want to do it when we were getting closer to the cloud, like when we were an hour out from the cloud.
Okay, that's fine. I'd say at the pace that you're going, you guys are probably going to be within range of the cloud in... What did I have for numbers here?
4 hours.
Probably
if I
about-
remember correctly, but
About 4 hours?
Yeah.
that was what I
Yeah.
had written.
That looks right. So yeah, so that'll be time enough to get a short rest done. Anything else as you journey? All right. So, having covered that, there is not a lot going on this flight, so we're going to check in with Burberry and Noel. You guys have just emerged from your teleportation circle into a similar vaulted room, evidently underground, judging by the cool air, and are approached by a couple of guards who were seemingly warned ahead of time that you were coming, as they do not seem to be, surprised by your appearance. And as they approach your group, they will ask, "We heard that there was some trouble over in Freeport. What's going on? Can you tell us anything?"
There's a lot. Were you aware that Blackbeard's arraignment was today?
It was on the docket, yes.
Freeport was attacked by a monster under the control of the pirate king, Lasharog.
Fuck.
He wished to retrieve Bloodbeard, and he succeeded.
He'll turn to one of his compatriots and just kind of nod to him. That second soldier is just going to immediately turn for the door and start, running off to deliver that message. The first soldier will turn back to you and ask, "Well, I suppose you're all here then to do something about it. What's the plan?"
Well, we may have an opportunity still. We know that Bloodbeard and Lasharog are traveling towards those clouds in the distance. They're moving a bit slowly. They're going by water.
I haven't been back above ground since I got here this morning. What clouds?
Right, we're underground. There's a massive storm in the distance.
Got it.
They are heading towards that. And we hope to try and intervene in some way. The other half of the Lost Emeralds are currently in pursuit.
There is a pause as he kind of blinks. The name of your group seems to strike a memory, and he says, "You're the Lost Emeralds. Wow. This is the time. I'm sorry. Honored to meet you. Yes, well, I guess please this way," and he'll start leading you out of the vault. It's a similar sort of layout to the main keep at Fort Franco. These seem to be pretty standardized blueprints for military forts along the Emerald Coast. And before long, you guys are back above ground, stepping out into a significantly smaller installation compared to Fort Franco. This is less of a town and much closer to what you saw on Mooring, which is sort of a walled-off collection of fortifications, storehouses, and a what looks like a small wharf where there's 3 or 4 ships currently moored. A couple of small sloops and 2 even smaller schooners. The schooners being single-masted, the sloops having 3. Did you, he'll gesture towards the docks. Were you looking for a ship, or did you have another plan to get out there?
Towards Alexi.
I mean, how fast is the ship? The guard kind of hems a little bit, and he says, I mean, you could take one of the 3 masts out. I mean, you could get probably 6 or 7 knots. I think the wind is good. Alexi's doing math in his head, kind of winces. I'm not sure how much time we have, but that feels slower than I'd like. I had hoped I wouldn't need this. He will reach into his bag, and as he says, we won't be needing any transportation, but if you could get troops out and moving, I think we might need backup. The faster you can get out, the better. And the guard nods. He says, the message is being passed along. Alexi reaches into the bag at his side and kind of gets like elbow deep into it and is really trying to get his arm around something. It seems to be fairly massive, and it takes him a second to pull this like large, very thick roll of textile. Like the head of it comes out of the bag, and he just keeps pulling and pulling. And
can I help?
Please. He'll like lean forward so you can get like a grip on it. And what comes out of the bag is a 5 foot long, probably like at least 1.5 foot thick, rolled up rug. And Alexi just kind of drops it on the ground and starts kicking it open. So he turns to you guys. It's not uncomfortable, but it's not the most stable feeling. And I can't say I love its chances out there, but this is the fastest thing I've got access to. So,
wait, is this a magic carpet? Is this a flying carpet?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
If you're comfortable flying on this, and he again gestures down to it, it definitely shows its age. This is not a very nice looking rug. This has definitely seen decades of wear and tear from travel. The colors are faded. The patterns are starting to just like fray. There's all these like loose knots and like pooling of the fabric. But
if I did some maintenance on this could I do that while we were flying? It wouldn't cause any driving issues, would it?
Like Burberry's like poking at it.
The third time you poke at it, one of the tassels in the corner kind of like almost like swats at your hand.
It's like Aladdin.
Wait, would you mind if I worked on you? I'd like just talk to the rug directly.
There is a very sluggish kind of like pulling back of the corner, and then it like pulls back and just slaps the ground. There is probably the closest thing you can imagine to a rug sighing in that expression. What's God? Alexi. God, I was about to say Gideon. Alexi just kind of leads in and he says, maybe afterward, it's gotten sensitive in its old age. I think we can maybe talk about that after this is all over. We good? We good to go? And again, the just forlorn just up the carpet against the ground. That's as good as we're getting. Are we good to go? As he looks at the two of you.
As good as we're ever going to be.
Ask the Eastern Alliance for supplies or mana potions or something.
I mean, yeah. Is there any representatives nearby?
That guard is still standing nearby.
Before we go, do you have any access to any supplies, potions, or just something to help us on the way?
You could go ask the armorers. They might have stores they'd be willing to share. I think given the circumstances, that's not an undue ask. I do need to get back downstairs though. Just it's my posting.
Just point the way.
So, and he'll point towards one of the warehouses, not quite out on the docks, but like up against the waterfront, still on solid ground. And he'll say, just ask for the quartermaster, and hopefully he's heard. It sounds like they've heard. You can hear like kind of bells starting to ding in the distance around the fort. You can see people beginning to sort of streaming out of the buildings and beginning to mobilize on the docks. Good luck. He kind of just casts a forlorn look over at the storm and kind of backs up.
Okay, we'll head that way.
All right. Alexi will mutter a short incantation, command word, and you'll see the carpet kind of sluggishly rise up off the ground and begin to carry him alongside you as you guys make your way towards the quartermasters. I'll say as you approach, you can definitely see that there is a large crowd of guards, soldiers, and the like beginning to sort of gather around this place. And this large sliding shutter door is being slid up the front of the warehouse. Soldiers are filing in, collecting weapons, armor, ropes, packs of gear. They are clearly mobilizing. As you approach, though, I think that you hear a small but surprisingly gruff for its size voice kind of sound from somewhere below your waist. Can I help the lot of you? And looking down, there is a wiry-haired, gnomish man with a very pointed, well-kept beard, arms crossed, looking up at you all. Clearly strangers in this fort.
We are members of the Lost Emeralds. Gumbo.
What?
It was a code word. We're looking for supplies. We're about to try and fly into the storm and do either scouting or possibly try to intervene with Asherog himself.
Asherog. There's definitely kind of a hush around you at the mention of the name as some of the guards kind of like turn, pausing what they were doing to look at you. I'll say roll a persuasion check.
God rolls.
Normal 23.
23.
The
Oh
lowest
no.
I can roll.
I think the quartermaster looks to have gone a little pale at the name, and very quickly he's nodding. Right. Now, Emeralds. Welcome. Thank you for your service. What can we get for you?
Any temporary help? We're both pretty spent from fighting off that monster attacking Freeport. I don't know if mana potions are available or just health potions in general in case we need to get people back up.
We might have a few lying around. Sure. One moment. He'll start pushing his way through the crowd. Make my way, out of my way! And he'll start weaving back towards the back of the warehouse. As he leaves you, I think a few of the guards who overheard this conversation, they just kind of look at each other and then look back to you and immediately just start like rummaging through packs and handing you vials of liquid. And each one of them is just like, good luck, you're going to need it. Braver than I. Good luck, you know. From them, I would say you are given 5 potions of greater healing.
Whoa.
Damn. Okay.
The quartermaster comes back after about 3 minutes, and he has a small wooden case under his arm, which he just thrusts into your hand, saying, "These haven't been furnished or assigned to any of the arcane battalions yet, so you're welcome to them. I'll account for it. Don't worry."
Sorry,
and looking inside, you would see that there are 2 vials of red liquid and 6 vials of blue. So you start looking at the labels. The 2 vials of red are potions of superior healing.
All right.
The blue vials are 3 potions of mana, 2 potions of greater mana, and 1 potion of supreme mana, or superior mana. Excuse me.
Well, can you copy paste that just so I don't have to?
In level terms, what is that?
So each level it will restore up to 2 levels worth of spell slot. So for a potion of mana, it would be a first or second. For a greater, it would be a third or fourth, and for a superior, it would be a fifth or sixth.
Oh shit!
So there is 1 superior mana
Do
potion.
those can you divide it up how you want, or is it just you get a fifth? Or could you get 5 ones, or does it have to be a fifth?
I mean, I don't think people can even hold 5 ones, but I will double
Just
check
for
that.
example's sake.
For a potion of mana. Gain 1 expended spell slot. Maximum level of the spell slot regains the potion. So it is 1 spell slot, and it is contingent on the level. So you can regain up to a 6th level with a superior,
Got it.
up to a 4th level with a greater, up to a 2nd level with a common one.
Okay.
Why don't we give at least 1 potion of greater healing to each Gideon and Alexi?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it would have been from Shore Armory, potion of greater healing times 5, potion of superior healing times 2, potion of mana times 3, potion of greater mana times 2, potion of superior mana.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and down one of those regular manas.
Okay.
Or no, I'll hold off on that because it's 1 or 2, and I prefer using it for 2.
Yeah, we can figure out distribution while we're flying. Thank you very much.
Godspeed. We'll be right behind you.
Yep, so I will heft the case out of the. Well, is Gideon's with us, correct?
Yes. He is definitely being given a wide berth by the soldiers. He's just sort of standing beside the carpet, arms crossed, wings clasped under his neck, just waiting.
have a very dark idea, but we'll hold that off. We'll hold off on that.
Oh, what are you thinking?
No, it's not related.
We
Oh,
like
It's not
dark
related to
ideas.
anything we're doing.
To what?
Said we like dark ideas.
No, because like they're being super nice. So my brain went, well, I would like to offer them like a raised dead like in thanks, but the problem is that since we travel around a lot, I don't know if that'll work. And then my brain went, I wonder if I could get them to put the corpse in my bank vault, and then I can just like reach in and raise.
Just
Oh,
look at it
no.
a little bit.
Then it was a dark idea. Don't make faces at me.
I'm upset.
I mean, you did actually already offer to res the captain, I believe.
You did make that offer before you guys left Freeport.
Well, yeah, but that was at Freeport. These are different
Yep.
people.
Thank you for a couple potions. I'll bring any loved ones you have dead back to life.
No, one.
Any one loved ones
Pick your favorite loved one, and I'll bring them back from the dead.
that died this past week.
Listen. I said it was unrelated.
No, I'm
We're just
genuinely just shocked by the blatant abuse being suggested of the bags of savings. Anyways, if that
What?
is something-
I'm not the one storing the corpse. I was just trying to think of a way that I could get back here in 10 days no matter what.
Gotcha. I mean, Noelle's got the fucking sigils now.
I do.
Quit making logic at me.
I would just, as we're walking back to the carpet, just kind of pull Burberry aside and just say, hey, I know we're both pretty low on resources at this point. Are you okay to do this, Burberry?
Burberry looks very thoughtful because like it's like trying to come up with a lot of words that like are good for the situation. Hold on, give me a sec. Let's see how well I did this. Not well, okay. Well, Aloran's probably going to get us all killed. But I have also almost gotten us all killed, so it only seems fair.
I mean, in her defense, I was also pushing for this. It feels like maybe our only opportunity.
You hear from underneath, quietly. Yeah, but he's more inclined to forgive you.
Well, I guess just know that we're going to be as careful as we can be. I think my goal is just to make sure that we get as many people out alive and we don't make any rash decisions. And I know that since you can revive people, I want to make absolutely sure that if anyone gets out, it's you.
I do appreciate some pragmatism. And I will make it my goal to make sure that everybody doesn't go down in the first place if possible.
Here's hoping. I think
He
we're
is
all
hoping.
smart enough to know that we have pushed ourselves quite far today, and if we need to leave, we will. Let's not turn this into a suicide mission.
That would be a pretty cool name, though. The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, we'll keep that one in the back. Just in case, you know.
Copyright.
Don't say that to Lauren. She'll be like, stop. No. Do it.
Maybe if we ever end up going back to Pirate Island and we need a moniker again.
Good work. Okay. I just wanted to touch base.
Thank you. It is greatly appreciated. I'm keep an ear out for calling it. Oh, I imagined it would just be something along the lines of "Rah!"
Oh my god, we're dying.
Probably.
Just step over to Gideon too. Just say, how are you doing resource-wise?
Give me an hour and I'll be back in fighting shape.
I think you'll have.
Warlocks are excellent.
We have our uses.
Alright, if you're ready, Alexi, we are too.
Okay, so since just for discussing it before, because I am 100% going to forget. We gave 1 potion of greater healing to Gideon, 1 to Alexi. I'm gonna say 2 of them you should take, Noelle, just for because I am my own healing potion.
Okay.
And then each of us can take 1 potion of superior. How are you doing on your spell lists?
So I have. Sorry, I'm just writing this down. I have 1 spell slot of each level. I have a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, except for 5th. I'm missing a 5th.
Okay, well, why don't you take the regular manas then? Because I'm pretty much full up on the 1st and 2nd.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the 4th level spell slot, because that is where Revivify exists, is in that zone, and you can have the level 5 spell slot.
There's 2 4ths, I think.
I had 1 greater and 1 supreme. I wrote it wrong, apparently.
Superior.
So you're okay with me taking the base and 1 greater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna use it to keep a Revivify on the back burner.
Okay. So to clarify, DM, 3 firsts, a 4th, and a 5th is what Noelle is getting.
It's 3 commons, 2 graders, and a superior. So 2nd, 4th, 6th are your thresholds. So
Okay.
you could do that.
2 seconds, a 4th, and a 5th.
Yeah, you could do that.
And does that leave? I think that leaves us with a potion of mana left, actually.
Yeah, one 2nd level one, and Burberry's taking the other 4th level one.
You could offer it to Alexi, the wizard.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true.
if he wants it, we have 1 left over. Giddy or Alexi.
1 shield never hurts. He'll take it, throw it back.
And I'll go ahead and take
We'll
a
have
4th level,
one more
because the voice just upcast.
4th level slot, or 1 more 1st level slot. Excuse me.
Or 2nd.
2nd.
I'm full up on seconds.
Just cast
All of my high level shit. My high level shit's pretty tapped. Truth be told.
Hopper's high five.
Same.
Come on, don't leave me hanging.
I am down my 7th and all of my 5ths, and I have 1 4th and 1 6th.
Oh, hey. Welcome.
The fact that you even have 7th is insane.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
impressive.
thank you. It was not easy.
We'll have level 7 soon.
Yeah, it's taken us a whole 3 months to get there. So.
Mm.
Yeah,
And how have those 3 months been?
oh, hellish.
There you go.
Okay.
It's not a long time, but it's a hard time. We ready to go?
I will gingerly get on the carpet.
It definitely doesn't feel solid underfoot. You feel the rug sag under your weight the second you put even a little bit onto it. And it's definitely not an intuitive surface to balance on. And
You guys miss a Lauren.
she's a lot more solid than this.
Lauren's so hard.
Wink, wink.
Alexi, for his part, is seated, and he will probably gesture. So he might want to sit down. It's definitely easier to stay on. Gideon, will you be joining us, or do you intend to follow? And as the rest of you step onto the carpet, he will very gingerly step onto the backside. So I am not much good in the open air without a landmark to go by. I'm practically blind, so I'll be joining you.
Just looks the lush river.
Well, I have to be close to the water to hope for that. Miss Lauren, who is not here.
Who are you talking to, Gideon?
I was about
Just
the same thing.
thought I heard something.
Thought I heard the annoying Frank.
You've heard of true sight, but have you heard of true hearing?
Out of me.
You can always hear when someone's talking about you.
Yeah.
You just hear Lauren just hears her head. Heard you been talking shit.
Fucking shit.
Never.
That's a lie.
All right. Well, if we are ready, then I suppose no point putting this off any longer. Go.
Alexi is so unexcited.
Alexi is not into this, but he
Into
speaks
what?
the command word, and you can see, you can feel really the carpet lurch underneath you and begin twisting up into the sky, carrying you with it. It is moving along at a pretty decent clip, and you can hear over the rush of air. Alexi is very quietly kind of muttering an incantation under his breath, almost as though he's sort of channeling energy into the rug, urging it onwards. And it seems like it's moving almost as fast as Aloran does in her giant eagle forms. He's got this thing kicked into top gear, so you're making good time. And before long, Bryce Shore and the harbor beneath are fading into the distance as you ascend higher and higher, drawing closer and closer, mile by mile, towards that distant storm. So, I have done some math, and I assume that everyone is working at a fast pace, correct?
Yeah. Is Alexi talkable
Yes.
to right now or no?
I mean, if you want to try talking to him, you can.
I was just curious about where he even got the rug.
Oh, that is a story that I will make up for you next session.
Wow.
What's what? Session?
No, I acquired it. What? No, I acquired it on my adventures as a young warden. But yes, it was a whole thing.
Well, works for me.
Chasers a very interesting city.
Al just makes a note. Purchase one magic flying rug.
So, as we covered almost a month ago, you guys are kind of coming at the storm from different angles and at sort of different distances. From Freeport, the storm looked to be about 40 miles out and stretched basically from north to south all the way across the horizon. You couldn't really even get a good sense of like how big this storm system was initially. From Bryshore, you have a similar vantage point. It looks as though it is about 20 miles away, and it's definitely like an all-encompassing just sort of storm front along the western sky from Bryshore. And as you climb higher and higher into the sky, you can definitely see this is a very tall, thunderous, dark storm system. And after getting at least a mile into the air, you would guess, looking down at how distant the water's reflections seem to be under the sun behind you. This storm system stretches quite a distance. You can see Glannon to the north, which Alexei would be able to tell you is about 50 miles from Touré. The southern half of Glannon is, covered by this dark cloud, and the cloud stretches all the way past Touré to the mainland, to the Emerald Coast. About, you'd say, 20 miles-ish from Bryshore. Or not 20, excuse me. 40 miles from Bryshore. All told, the storm system looks to be over 100 miles from north to south. And it is a very oddly, discrete cloud system. Just this huge, stretched canvas of thick, dark clouds with almost nothing in the way of wisps or dissipating clouds behind it. This very intentionally massive bank of weather definitely doesn't look natural the further into the air that you get and the more advantage you get. So with that said, Aloran and company are moving at about 10.5 miles an hour with your passengers. Noel and Burberry and company are moving at about 6 miles an hour on the carpet. And at that rate, you guys are due to reach the edge of the storm within the same hour, approaching from the two different sides that you're kind of coming at. Is there anything that you guys want to do before you start closing in on this storm system?
All I said is the hour out, I'm taking a short rest so I can get my lunch.
Okay. So Lauren will kind of drift down towards the water, kind of touch down and transform back into herself, and you guys can get the folding boat pulled open. Lauren will clamber in, and
it has a use.
John and Barnaby will start swimming. Get your short rest in, sure.
I'm gonna write a note. That's what I'm gonna do.
A note?
Yeah.
What sort of note?
Gonna write to my parents real quick. Don't worry
A
about
death note?
Yeah. I was looking like, oh, Lord might say goodbye to.
And I might die note.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is a yeah. Just a quick note. It's fine.
Yeah, no big deal.
I'll probably do Ascending Stone to Adlor.
Ascending.
Oh.
Oh, your mic's up.
I'll probably do the Sending Stone to Adlar.
Okay. What do you say?
I was gonna be like, hey buddy, how you doing? I hope to see you soon. We're gonna come to Feral soon. Everything's fine. Talk to you later.
Either me or my corpse.
Roll deception.
We're good.
I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. What'd you get?
6.
Yeah, okay. Adlar's response comes slowly and tentatively, with a tinge of anxiety. Why do I feel like things are not fine right now?
I can't respond.
Please be careful, whatever you're doing. This is among your more ominous messages, I won't lie.
Oops.
How do you you know she likes Adlar because she's giving him a panic attack.
So, as you guys are approaching the storm front, you can definitely see, like I said, the dark mass, the thick rain-soaked clouds kind of stretching as far as you can see, forward, deeper and deeper into the storm. A question I think that would be raised as you draw closer, Noelle and Burberry, with your 2 NPC passengers. How do we want to proceed from here into the storm? I won't lie to you, I have not made a habit of flying into storms myself, as they are not terribly safe to fly through. But,
well, I think we should probably stay low. Seems like getting into the upper winds might be the more dangerous area.
okay.
I would ask Gideon. How, I know I've forgotten many times. How exactly does your sight work? When can you see and what can you sense, I guess?
It is not a terribly long distance that I can sense. As I said, flying long distances at high altitudes is not exactly feasible for me. If we can get close to whatever it is that we're dealing with, I can manage just fine. But I'm not going to be of much use fighting at cannon's length, if that is what we're considering.
Well, I'm hoping that we can stay unseen, unnoticed for a little while.
Gideon will take a moment to reflect and think on his spell list. And he will say, I can definitely help us remain unseen, although I can't necessarily do much about the carpet.
Well, let's hold that until we feel like we're getting close to something.
Alright.
I'm gonna offer my extra hat to the person steering the carpet.
Oh, thank you. Alexi will gladly take the hat. Although within 5 minutes of sort of crossing the threshold into the seas under the storm, the winds kick up very abruptly.
That
the rain begins to pound your faces and shoulders, and the hat is definitely starting to sag around his face.
I'll also note that my hat, Burberry's hats have latches because that's how he keeps them on, despite the fact his head's a little small.
Sure. Yeah. Just the weight of the water that's just beating into them is keeping the brim from flaring out like it usually does, and it's just kind of sagging under the weight of the water and the wind. But it's an improvement from where he was. So he is, slightly drier. As you were
I meant more to because it'll help keep his eyes not
water.
Yeah.
Not wet. Yeah. As you cross into the waters under the storm cloud, as I said, the winds kick up very suddenly. The rain begins to pound at your heads and shoulders, and the waves beneath you are roiling and tossing and turning violently under the churn of the wind. This is an uncommonly violent storm, especially for the surrounding weather. As you proceed forward, deeper into the storm front. What are you looking for exactly?
A boat.
Any way for them to, whatever they're heading for, anything out of the ordinary that's not water?
Because I think with the direction that me, John, and Barnaby are going, we would have been able to follow their path. Like, Lauren probably would have been able to...
You would have been able to approximate their trajectory, yeah.
Yeah, so
you
I
don't
would
have any direct way to sense them, necessarily, so you couldn't follow them, but you could follow the path they were on, for sure.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that. And then...
And I will tell you, Lauren, for sure, you are definitely flying faster than they were swimming. Gideon saw them.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they might have seen us. I have a fear of that.
So, at this point that you were sort of crossing into the storm, Aloran, Barnaby, and John have been traveling for the better part of probably 4.5 hours. Noel, Burberry, Gideon, and Alexei will have probably been traveling for about 4 hours and maybe a few minutes at that point. I'll say whoever wants to go ahead and give me a perception check, and then whoever is navigating, which I believe is a Lauren for the Freeport party, and Alexei, I'm going to have you two make survival checks to maintain your intended trajectory in this storm.
Can I do both?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Can he get advantage because of the hat?
I'll take a guidance if you got it.
So
Yes.
my-
I will spam guidance if that's what is needed.
Okay.
My survival is a 23.
And I'll do a perception.
And, oh, my perception is... Buku. 20.
Buku.
Yeah, 28.
Oh, that's higher than mine.
I will,
28.
I'll
Solid.
proceed for our group.
Okay. And I'll have Gideon and Alexei roll as well.
23 perception for Noel.
Solid.
I'm here too.
Hey, you roll if you want.
Oh, I did. That's why I'm saying I'm here
gotcha.
too.
Noel's got those goggles of dark vision that she can keep the rain out of her face.
What a coincidence! I have goggles of day vision.
But combined.
Alright, what was yours,
I'll get
Johnny?
some
At 28?
My perception was a 28, and my survival
28.
was a 23.
23. Okay. So, you guys are both parties flying at the greatest speed you can, with the most urgency you can, into this violent tossing storm, and fighting to maintain a true trajectory, straining your eyes for any sign of your quarry's intended destination out here. And as the minutes turn into an hour, and another hour, you're watching and watching, wave after wave after wave underneath, sprays of sea foam, crash of distant thunder, the flash of errant lightning bolts in the distance. Aloran, you don't see a ship as you approach the 2-hour mark, but there is something in the sky that catches your attention. There's a flash of lightning to the northwest, and illuminated against it, you see this small floating shape, maybe a quarter mile away. Out of the second flash of light, you're certain. Seems to be a strange undulating surface upon which 4 humanoid figures sit uncomfortably, soaked to the bone.
Hi, Lauren.
And yeah, Noelle, before long, under the second or third flash of lightning, you would see this large winged creature sort of bearing in your general direction.
I'll put a hand on Lexi and kind of point him to fly that way.
What? Oh! See? That was the crash of thunder is like struggling to hear it. Sees it. He'll bank the carpet in their direction, and you guys will sort of take up sort of a side-by-side formation where you can fly and talk with relative ease.
Howdy!
Have you seen anything?
No!
We've seen a lot of rain. Oh, and that. Oh, I guess you can't really say that.
Should I go ahead and try and locate object?
The problem is they don't have like an object to locate.
A boat's an object.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what the. I guess we could, but.
Because at this point, I don't think we're trying to find them, right?
No.
Oh. Aloran.
Mm-hmm.
Riding off of that 28.
My god roll-ish.
Yes.
That was a very, very good roll. Not only have you met up with your party and seemingly arrived at a similar time, which worked out very nicely. As you begin to sort of fly and reconnect, you do see something strange out of the corner of your eye down in the water. There's a flash of lightning, and against the churning blue and spraying whites of the sea, there is a thin vertical line seeming to rise up out of the sea. Following it, you see it stretching up into the clouds.
Cool, I'm gonna go look at the rope.
And as you fly towards it, you can see that this is not simply a line, nor a rope, but a robust, thick, rime-encrusted chain.
Oh. Wah! Wah!
Is it... Can we tell, like, if I look down, is it, like, free, kind of floating in the water, or does it look like it's anchored?
It seems taut, and
actually-
it vanishes beneath the water. It extends all the way to the water surface and seemingly below it.
So a quick retcon. I didn't want to be an animal right now because I was trying to save my wild shapes.
Oh yeah, she
So
was
we were in a boat. We were in the boat.
She wasn't a boat. She was on a boat.
I was
Alright,
on a
then.
boat.
You're on a
It was
boat.
going fast.
Yeah.
She turned
It's
into a
going
boat.
fast, Dan.
So I just wanted to
All right,
quick retcon
I mean,
that
we just
because
land on the deck of the ship then. That's,
fine. That's fine. You would
What?
see this line and have Barnaby guide the ship over towards it, and yes, you would see a heavy-duty, rime-encrusted anchor that rises up into the sky and vanishes into the clouds.
Okay. That's good. I guess we'll, would this be a locate object? Or should we just scout it out? Gideon, maybe you could do the, stealthy thing?
Uh-oh. I think Pete cut out.
Uh-oh.
I can
Oh,
hear
Are you
him.
there?
There he is.
There he
Hello.
is.
I'm
Hey.
back. I was just
You said,
asking-
I guess we'll, and then your camera froze. I was like,
Oh.
oh no.
I was just gonna say Gideon should, give us the stealth bonus, I guess? No?
I can do pass without a trace too if he.
I don't know what Gideon's thing is, but...
Well, use one of his spell slots. That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, As I said, I can turn myself and a few others invisible.
Oh, okay.
I can do pass without a
Pass
trace.
without trace probably is better here in this circumstance.
Can I get on the carpet, Alexi? Uppy.
I can carry a few people on the carpet. I can't carry everyone. It's not that big.
John is
unfortunately.
strong. He can climb.
It's true, it's not very sneaky.
Has sneaky ever really worked out well for us?
What?
John can be our distraction.
If he wants to.
John, will you be our distraction as you climb big long
How
chain?
do you want me to be the distraction?
Climb big chain.
Who's up on my chain?
And then
You want me
climb
to-
on
you want
board
me to
and
do
just go.
You want me to big King Kong and climb that chain?
Just don't fall down.
We don't
I
have
shall-
access to Mondo John anymore, though, right?
I mean, I can activate it for a minute whenever I want.
Or
We just have
we don't
supersized John, if I recall correctly.
I can do Big John. I can't do supersized John.
Okay, we're missing.
Oh, other way
Supersized
around.
John.
Got it.
Large John, not huge John.
So
Got it.
he cannot take all three of us on the magic carpet.
I can fit 600 pounds onto the carpet.
Okay.
Well, that rules me out.
John is currently 300 something.
Yeah, with Gideon, Noel, and Burberry on it with Alexi, like they're like right, they're pushing it. You know, they're right there on the edge of
In other words, we should be glad
mobility.
that John and
Wait, I
Barnaby
got it.
both decided to go.
Barnaby uses his boots, flies John up, and then I ride on Gideon's shoulders up.
I mean, I can do that, but you know I only got like...
I fly
30
with
feet.
those, you realize.
Well, okay, fine. You just carry me.
I feel
And then
like
you can
could
toss
see
me.
the
You can just throw
skepticism.
me at him. Just be like, go, Lauren, go. And then I, rah, T-Rex and kill people.
What is the plan here exactly? Are we just going straight up to the ship and
I was
just?
hoping to scout it, but that seems to be getting vetoed.
Usually we've just
I
won
would
it.
back a scouting plan. I would back that. Gideon will
Okay.
very quickly speak up.
Okay,
Usually
well,
just won it.
I can pass without a trace. I'm very good at sneaky stuff. That's my specialty. Surprisingly, right, Gideon?
I can also turn you invisible if it will.
Ooh,
it makes it
wait.
easier,
What
I
if
can make
I
it
do pass
smaller.
without a trace, you turn me invisible, I go on the ship and try to blow it up?
Again, I
also-
feel like we're skipping scouting, but
I also have a potion of shrinking.
Well, I have wild shape, too. My whole plan was to destroy the ship, because then they're stranded in the ocean.
What would happen if she wild shaped into a fly and then I poured the potion of shrinking on her?
I'd be...
A gnat, I guess.
A
I'd probably
Lauren.
get killed by
She'd
a
be
water droplet.
unnaturally small.
she'd drown. She wouldn't drink it.
Okay, quick, two quick questions.
Okay.
Okay. One, if we try this letting a Lauren into the boat invisible and pass without a trace and all that things, do you think you could get low in the boat without getting caught and or losing your temper, then getting caught?
I think I could do it. I really do think I could do it. Especially
Okay.
with some wild shape. And I have two of them.
No. Leaving wild shape off for now. There's a reason. There's a reason I'm doing it. Hold on. Two. How thick are boat hulls usually?
How thick?
Ooh,
Big
wait, you
enough I
can...
can't squeeze through them.
Thick? I mean, they're. I don't know. Do they do double layers of wood on ships usually? It's usually like a single layer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, 6 inches at most.
Okay. So if a Lauren turned into a T-Rex when she's deep in the hull of the ship, would that sink the ship from breakage?
So polymorphing, when you do not have the space to turn into a creature of that size,
I think you just squish yourself to death.
I think you don't.
Yeah.
and see yourself taking the action step.
Well, my
That's how it works with the
thinking
pushing
is
the
that
button.
the ship is going to be full of gunpowder because they like to do sieges and raids and stuff. And if I can sneak in there and set it off, we can just blow up the ship.
There's no effect on the ship.
Do you have Druidcraft?
I do have Druidcraft.
I think you can set a tiny flame with that.
How do I do that? Explain.
I mean, I think it's just like it's like prestidigitation. I think
It's a druid cantrip.
Yeah, you instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire.
Well, she's got a way to light it.
Yeah. And I think I still have oil too from our adventures on Monty Bon.
I think the question is, could you light it and then get out before it explodes?
Well, if I light that bitch, I'm not trying to be sneaky anymore. I'm sprinting off that bitch. I'm running. But I'm also will be invisible.
So I don't see the provision in polymorph,
Oh,
and correct me if somebody else sees it, talking about size limitations.
I might have been thinking of enlarge.
That might be an enlarge condition.
It is definitely an enlarge condition, but polymorph, I just assumed, I guess.
Yeah, enlarge has that clause. If there isn't enough room to double in size, it attains maximum possible size for the space available. Given that there is not a clause in polymorph about size stuff, I would say that it's possible you could try it. Certainly.
And I figure that way because they might be able to, you know, work their way off or snuff the flame or whatever before anything explodes. But
What I found
Well, I have
online is
oil.
polymorph and wild shape is basically up to DM ruling on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do oil and then boom. And maybe make like a little gunpowder trail. But if I do it sneakily enough, they won't know it's even happening. Until it's boom. And plus, I could just turn into a rat or a mouse. That's probably common on a pirate ship. I don't feel like Lasharog's that clean of a man.
I'm more worried
Turn
about
into a
them trying
cockroach.
to step on you. Because I'm pretty sure a mouse doesn't have very good AC.
Well, I could also turn into a spider and crawl on top of the ceiling and stuff.
Well, I can also
Too.
turn into a spider and crawl on top of the
And then I won't be in feet range.
and then I won't be in range.
Not the feet range.
Yeah, you'll get defeated.
I will say, as you guys are deliberating, Gideon and Alexi are also conferring between themselves. At this point, I think Alexi will speak up, and he will say, I like the plan, but I won't lie that I am worried about this situation," as he points at the chain stretching up into the clouds. That takes a lot of magic. And if he can do that, I would anticipate there will be some sort of magical defense on that ship. I think at the minimum, we should do a pass invisibly around the outside, see if we can't get some sense of what we're looking at.
Question on the
Or we
chain.
get into something.
So, is the chain's purpose just to let whoever's in the water up on the ship, or is it to hold the ship there?
As far as you can see, it is just a large, heavy-duty chain that is stretching up out of the water into the clouds and vanishing from sight. You do not see either end of the chain. It is taut, I will say. There's not a lot of give to it. It doesn't really like sway in the wind much.
How thick is said chain?
It's substantial. I'd say the gauge is probably like 4 inches.
We would probably be able to see it wiggling if someone was climbing there, right?
I was just debating what if we just broke the chain. Because that
Do
would
we have a
either...
to do that?
Well, I know heat metal is on one of our spell lists.
It's on mine, but it's not prepped.
Mm.
I do not have that.
All right, let's do a little
Scout?
pass. Yeah.
Should we have just a group go up and scout real quick, and then?
Well, I feel like I should be part of this invisibility thing just in case we go with my plan of me putting on the ship and boom.
I can be pretty sneaky if I need to.
Would you be terribly opposed if I... Alexi's like struggling to find the words. The carpet can't turn invisible, but you can. So, would you be willing to fly us up there?
Me?
Yes.
I could, but it's also my safety net to get us all out alive if needed.
Right. Well, I don't think that we're going to be jumping directly into whatever it is. I think we're gathering information, right? So, we have time to get your safety net.
Is the chain wiggling?
Right. I mean, it's the motion has not changed since you arrived at it. It's continuing. It's sort of just taut, faint shifting under the waves and
Do you
wind.
know how fast we all got here? We probably have at least an hour before Lasher.
Oh, can I say, how fast do you think that we could figure out that La Shirog and Bloodbeard were moving?
Give me an intelligence check.
Uh-oh. Alexi, how fast? They're
You didn't see
swimming.
them.
I didn't see them.
Damn it. Alexi,
Gideon did. Gideon will make an intelligence check. He'll help.
Gideon, help. I'm not that smart.
Ah, fuck, neither am I.
Ah, shit.
Math was not my strong suit.
That's a 10.
I got 5.
Wait,
Oh, I'm smarter than Gideon.
You
What?
do the math better because you swim. I would say
Are we
from
just
your
doing
memory-
making resistant problems? Is that what's happening?
from your memory of your brief sort of encounter with Lashrog and Bloodbeard, and the pace that Gideon was sort of leading you guys at, it did not feel like they were swimming substantially faster than you can normally swim yourself, which
Okay.
is about 3 miles an hour. I'd say, considering how much faster you are as a dinosaur, they're a few hours behind you in all likelihood with a 10.
Okay. They are
I don't think you could get a hard count, but there are multiple hours between your arrival and their arrival. You are sure of that.
Okay. 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 Yeah, we can do that.
Time.
I will do Pass Without a Trace. And then Quetzalcoatl.
Okay. So, as a Quetzalcoatl sitting in this boat, the boat kind of like tips a little bit in the water.
Don't rock the boat.
Gideon will wait for Alexi to sort of clamber onto your back before he incants and casts invisibility on the 3 of you. Though not before Alexi casts a spell of his own. And there will be a faint kind of bluish flash in his eyes before his whole body vanishes under the invisibility spell. And you'll just hear their voices next to you, Aloran. All right, ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Off we
Wait,
go.
is Noelle not joining us? I thought Noelle's going to join us.
Does Noel want to come?
I offered
Alexi
to
can
join
get,
with
or
stealth
excuse me,
roll.
Gideon can get 4 people with invisibility. So,
I will gladly join. I have a good stealth roll.
okay. So Noel and Alexi on Aloran's back, Gideon following alongside,
Bring back a
all-
souvenir.
invisible. You lift off will rush under your wings and lift into the air and begin to ascend around, kind of swirling around this chain up into the clouds. And as you rise, you meet the cloud cover. You feel the wet and cold sort of whipping against your face as you climb higher and higher, gripping onto this invisible giant that is bearing you ever skyward. And then you feel the cloud give way. And what you see in this sort of enclosed, sort of encapsulated eye in the center of this storm system is a great, vaguely ship-shaped shadow. This almost spectral entity floating in the air in front of you. The size of it is... You like that?
Bowser's airship music.
I had to.
It's not a Skriller.
The size of this vessel is staggering. This is easily the largest ship any of you have ever seen. The belly of this thing it's like staring at a whale, Aloran. And you can see kind of protruding out of the gloom into the air these 4 towering masts, the tips of which are just sort of barely visible through the haze that sort of enrobes this ship. The trouble is, despite the relative calm of the air in this sort of pocket and the pretty clear visibility across this opening in the clouds, the ship itself is seemingly enveloped in an almost like 100% opaque black mist or shadow. This odd sort of feeling actually washes over the two of you as you feel this sort of almost deja vu sense staring at the ship. And you remember seeing a similar phenomenon surrounding Yamadazath Penitentiary when you went to visit Varys. And seeing this massive vessel shrouded in this impenetrable fog, you do hear Alexi's voice next to both of you just whisper, "Fuck. Can you get closer?"
Lauren will get closer.
Okay. And as you sort of bank closer to this thing, you feel this shadow over the ship almost seems to kind of reach towards you. You feel this sort of milky kind of whitewashing and kind of clouding your vision again, much like it did back on the penitentiary. And you can just hear Alexi as you begin to like fly this close arc along the side of this ship, the hull. You can just hear Alexi like, fuck. All the while, there is sort of this quiet wing beat alongside you, Aloran, that you sense is likely Gideon, who is keeping a close distance to you, it seems, almost as if he can see you. And he is very quiet as he is scanning the surface of the ship. And you kind of do this wide circle before kind of pulling back a bit. And you can hear Alexi's voice kind of whispering to you both. This ship is warded top to bottom. I have never seen a ship that heavily... Oh, God. Okay,
What does that mean exactly? No teleporting or...
Definitely no teleportation. I mean, this enchantment on the outside looks almost exactly like the penitentiary. I think they've likely got the same level of security as far as teleporting, scrying. I mean, I can't hear anything happening on the surface of the ship, and now that he mentions it, you do realize, there is literally no sound coming from the surface of the vessel, despite the fact that this thing is floating in the air, clearly manned, clearly present. You don't hear any voices, you don't hear the sound of any moving equipment. It is dead silent coming from the surface of the ship. And Lexi continues, there's a lot of abjuration magic underneath that, layers of it. I am pretty confident they've got alarms all over the ship. Probably for intrusion. I'm pretty sure they've got glyphs there as well, but I'm not sure what they're loaded with. That's concerning. He'll kind of barely risk raising his voice. Gideon? Gideon? I'm here. Could you see anything in there? I could see the deck. There's a lot of fucking guns on that boat. And a lot of crew. There's something going on with the masts. I'm not sure what, but it might be the flying enchantment, but they've got something going on. Those are not like any sails I've ever seen. They've got sentries standing in some sort of magic circle next to the cannon. I'm not sure if those two are related or if they're a secondary gunning crew. It looks like 4 decks of guns, at least. I think this is the EAS Triumph.
What is that? I don't know what that is. I can't ask, but what the hell is
that? Alexi says the same thing. I don't know what that ship is. Was that a ship? Gideon would nod, but knowing that you're invisible, he says, yes, we were expecting support from the Triumph back during the 7th incursion, but we were told that it sank off the shores of Terra Shore before it could even reach Holborn.
Oh.
50 years later.
Describe to me again how these wards work. It's warded against outside incursion. How does magic work on the ship then, if we were on the deck today?
Well, I would assume there's not magic suppression, so to speak. I mean, I don't sense anything like an anti-magic field, which is, I suppose, intuitive. I mean, they would be able to lift this thing out of the water if that were the case. Presumably, our magic should work on the ship's deck, but we would be vulnerable to whatever they're packing in the glyphs around the ship. And I would wager we'll almost certainly set off the alarms if we start sneaking on board.
God, I have questions, but I can't speak.
We've done a loop at this point. We could probably
head back to the ship.
I mean, is it worth a perception roll for Noel, or is it just like a total nothing?
It is like a black shadow. Like, it is just completely opaque.
Then let's just rejoin with the group and tell them what we see.
Okay. Getting back down to the deck, I think Gideon will drop invisibility so that you guys can actually see each other. He'll get down onto the deck of the ship and begin casting a spell, another one. And after a few minutes, you will see this dome appear towards the rear of the ship.
Do I recognize the spell?
Yeah, it looks a lot like your tiny hut.
You should have let us in there first, did you?
I forget. Please gather around as he does the spell again. Apologies, it's been a while since I've had to use it for anyone but myself.
Wow.
Does anyone have paper, pen, something?
Burberry does.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So Gideon will take it in hand and he'll begin very kind of feverishly scratching across the surface as he describes what he was able to see through the veil of this spell with his true sight. I counted, it looked like 12 guns on the main deck, 2 protruding out of the forecastle, 10 on the deck on either side, so 24 in total. The rear castle had at least 3 levels that I could see, and at least 3 decks below the weather deck, so 4 gun decks in total. Presumably there's a cargo hold beneath all that, but there were no windows inside. As far as crew, each cannon had at least 1 cannoneer, and as I said, there was 1 man in a magic circle beside each cannon additionally, which is about 50 people on deck. And there were men, 1 each to each of the 4 masts as well. They looked like spellcasters to me. It's evidence that I think there is something going on with the rigging and the mast as well. Assuming they have a similar gun crew on each other deck, we're looking at least 200 people on board, if not more. Here, and he'll hand you the piece of paper, Noel, and what you see is a very hard to just decode just pile of scribbles as this blind man tries to draw what he saw without being able to see the paper or pencil very clearly.
Duck on board.
I didn't see a duck.
Oh. Oh, I think it's a cannon.
There were several cannons, yes.
Okay. Well, I have one idea that puts myself and John at tremendous risk. But we could play the part of Shrog and Bloodbeard and get them to leave early.
That seems a bit risky.
It would be incredibly risky, but
I could be your prisoner, take me to the brig, and I'll blow up the ship.
I don't know how we escape safely.
An explosion, and Burberry can revive us.
Burberry smacks you upside the back of the head.
But I don't think it would be that hard to pass off John as Bloodbeard. He already looks a lot like him.
I have an idea. Very similar to all my other ideas, but a different approach.
Does it involve explosions, Lauren?
Explosion, big boom, but we go through the bottom of the ship into the cargo hold.
For the NPC's part, I think Alexi will have chimed in on Noel's plan and said, I think there's potential with John, although I don't think we'll be able to pass him off as his father. At least
pass me off as my father?
If the wards are any sort of competent, they'll see through a disguise. If you're not Bloodbeard, you will trigger whatever is intended for someone who's not Bloodbeard. But the magic is what I'm saying. The magic on the ship would be able to tell the difference, even if the crew couldn't.
Is that only if the disguise is magical, or is that if it's any disguise at all?
If it is a glyph intended for anyone who is not a crew member of the ship, and we are not crew members of the ship, wouldn't matter what we looked like, or if we were invisible, or what. That would set it off. But I do think there's some merit to possibly sending John up as his father's son. He may be able to do something with that, even if he's not a member of the crew. After Lauren pitches her plan, I think Gideon will pipe up and just say very plainly, no. I like that one.
Thank you. Big explosion, send me up.
I don't know how we get in.
That's my concern.
I can...
But I think we're likely to run into less wards and glyphs coming in from the bottom than we are from the top.
As I think from what you just said, our best bet is to try to blow this bitch up. Otherwise, we're not going to stand a chance whatsoever.
I mean, I would love to blow it up.
I'm just saying, if there's that many guns, think about the gunpowder on that ship. There'll be enough to just... boom. That's all I'm saying.
Find a way in that seems practical.
Well,
we can try.
I hate to say this, but unfortunately, I don't think anything about any of this is practical.
No. Well,
I do have wall of fire. I could try to burn a hole into the ship that we can crawl through.
That's a thought.
Is grease on your list today?
I have grease.
Okay.
Let me check.
Wait, I got some grease. I actually do have the spell grease, but Barnaby just pulls out a big jar of grease.
I could sacrifice some of my alcohol, okay, as well. Because you know I'm packing.
That's true.
I just think if we can get in there and we can just put alcohol grease all throughout that like cargo hold, and then somebody just does firebolt or something into it as we're leaving, that bitch is gonna blow up.
You're not gonna use it for cooking?
No.
Barnaby is dejected.
Okay.
Well, we are cooking something. It's just
We're
not
cooking a ship.
Yeah, it's not the same.
And anywhere from 200 to 400 people.
Gideon, you said it was covered head to toe, though, right? Like, how does that work? Getting in below deck?
Well, I would assume they don't have eyes on the bottom of the ship.
Probably not.
At least I didn't see any way for them to be watching it. And given that the ship is likely warded against divination, they don't have any way to remotely view the bottom of the ship, which is to our advantage within a certain distance.
I could, in theory, also make a fog cloud for cover.
I can do that for free as well. Just so you don't have to use a spell slot. I do get that as a racial trait.
Cool.
Cover's good, Alexi will say. Cover's very good. Are we confident that we can get through the whole of the ship fast enough?
We have at least an hour or so head start on them before they're going to get here.
Sure.
We could also grease the chain to slow them down.
I mean,
we got a few bottles.
It is soaking wet out there. I don't know how much more slippery we can make it, but if we could try.
I might be able to break the chain. I do have...
I'm not sure if it's doing anything. If it's flying, I'm not sure it really needs the chain.
I think the chain's for them to get onto the ship.
I think that's probably right. If I'm just not sure that that's going to be much to stop someone of Loshrog's capacity.
But he can't teleport onto the ship because of the wards. So they have to climb up the thing.
He could teleport above it.
Couldn't we do that technically?
We could.
But we're trying not to set.
Does that benefit us though? I'm not sure that it does.
Seems like asking for hey, look in the sky, let's fire.
I'm not sure they're going to be swiveling cannon, but if they've got gunmen on the deck, yeah, we would be wide open, teleporting directly above them. I won't lie to you, I am having serious second thoughts about this whole... Alexei does look visibly shaken, having seen the wards. I think Gideon probably kind of shoots him a look, or as much of a look as he can. Hearing that, saying, "We did not come this far to back down now. We're obliged to try something."
I think we should do... Because we can try the wall of fire at the bottom of the ship to burn a hole through it. And then if we can get a couple of us inside, very sneakily, throw wine, try to find the fire, like the gunpowder. We light it, we make like a little trail, and we bail.
Well,
and if all goes well, it blows up. They are now trapped in the middle of the ocean and have to swim to shore.
Well, that's the thing, Lauren. The putting a giant hole in it to make it sink would make sense if it was a water boat.
No, we're gonna go find the gunpowder to blow it up. That's the purpose of the hole, is to let us into the ship.
I would ask Gideon, how is it flying? We encountered a flying ship once, and it was powered by a giant crystal. You think this is similar?
Where did you encounter that? Gideon says.
Is that the place where with the hippos you told me about?
Yes. Also, it had a whole lot of gunpowder too.
Well, I mean, we could theoretically just locate the gunpowder. I don't know if the locate spell would work through the.
Are we sure?
If we're on the ship, we should be able to use it.
Are we specifically sure what exact words are there?
No. I'm saying that if we use that, we could figure out the closest wall to try and go through.
That's smart. Okay.
It's possible it was suspended by the same means. I didn't see anything on the surface that would indicate flight necessarily, although the masts could be responsible. As I said, I'm not familiar with the magic that was on them, but they are formidable looking. Alexi will chime in there and say, yes, there was a lot of conjuration magic around the masts. I'm not quite sure what to make of that either.
Sorry, just to clarify, do we know exactly what words there are and what they do?
I'm very confident there are alarms on the deck and most, if not all, of the portholes. I'm also reasonably confident that I sensed glyphs on the surface of the ship, but I'm not sure what's in them.
Okay, so we're pretty sure that if we step on there, their alarms are going to go off, but is it going to physically stop us from entering the ship?
I don't know. The glyphs could be anything.
I think the problem is we're just going to be facing down a whole lot of uglies real quick.
Yep. I mean, the try and make a hole in the lower deck seems like a possible plan.
I don't think we're well equipped enough to go like head to head with the top of the ship, but going against the underside of the ship might. be better. And if that
Does
fails,
anyone have a
then
saw?
we can...
hang on.
We'll just ask.
Wait, you have a multi-tool. You can turn it into a saw, right, Barnaby?
I have a hand
I'm
axe.
pretty sure I can.
I could make one.
Like, hang on. I'm looking through, and he's just flipping it through like a Swiss Army knife. I think there might be one on here.
I have a hand axe.
Could work.
It's not nothing.
What manner of saw would you like?
Something to saw through wood.
Oh, yeah. Well, I could make a spiritual weapon and make it into anything.
Oh, well, then, yes, a saw. For the ship.
I think we collectively have one magical saw and one regular saw.
Can you make it into like an electric powered drill that just like screws through?
That would also be good, actually. I would not say no to a drill.
Possibly. I'm.
Just like one of those like crank.
Just.
Things.
Well, basically, let me know when we actually head out, and I'll make one because I don't want to conjure it right now while we're.
Oh yeah, it's a limited time. Well, I think I liked your looking object, Burberry. I think that getting the sense of where the closest entry to the largest deposit of black powder is would be.
Right. If I do locate object, that's my last second level spell, so I will not have access to pass without a trace, which might be useful once we're on the ship.
I think Burberry did offer. I don't know if they have the magic for it, but
If you give me an hour, I can make one.
If the ship is warded anything like Yamadazath was, divination sensors aren't going to show us anything.
Give me an hour, I can make a saw.
Is that what they're saying about locate object?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
That was the Alexi chiming in.
Okay, so it was a good idea, but probably wouldn't work.
I imagine it is one of many reasons that they put the time into warding the ship with it.
Okay. So then I guess the question is, who's going inside?
We can lift 600 pounds with the carpet. Anybody else is going to have to find their own way up.
I do have a vague idea. So I have something that's not divination magic per se. I don't think it's augury proof, is it? So augury lets me like ask questions for good or bad results. So it's not, it doesn't like tell me anything, but I could like narrow it down a little bit. So like if we were on the right side of the ship, like
Alexi would probably be able to tell you it doesn't sound like the sort of spell that creates a sensor in a space necessarily. So it should work if you wanted to try it.
Okay, yeah, I have to change out my spell thingy, so I'm gonna use my cleric majiggy.
Okay.
So please hold. Don't think I need calm emotion at the moment. That's probably not going to be super useful.
Calm down.
Don't do anything rash, Lusharog. We did not just blow up your ship. Everything's fine.
We would never do such a thing.
Never.
I mean, just while we're waiting, in his description of these weapons, did they seem like things that would require a lot of black powder to fire, or were they like magical in nature?
The cannons looked like cannons.
Okay.
As I said, there were magic circles of some sort next to them. I'm not sure what they did, but there were people standing in them.
Magic missile?
Potentially. It could be God knows what. I can't say I'm eager to find out.
Nah. Sorry, I just realized something funny.
Hmm.
I can also cast silence whenever we're trying to do stuff so we don't actually make any noise.
Oh, that'd be good.
That's a good idea. When we're trying to saw through the hole.
Yeah. Good thing I need. Okay, we're not trying to do locate object because we don't think that'll work.
I mean, presumably we could locate object if we were in there, but at that point, I don't know if it's even worth it.
Alexiel will shake his head. The whole space is warded against divination.
Even on the inside?
Yeah.
I would assume.
So it's not like a barrier, it's like a cloud of...
The field, yeah, you could call it.
But like, could you, if you were inside, teleport out?
No.
Interesting. Well, how would we get up there? I cannot fly, unfortunately.
I got my boots.
We have the carpet.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast augury as a ritual, I think.
Okay.
So it'll take me 10 minutes to cast.
Okay.
And I'll do it twice since we have some time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it.
So I'll ask, will we quickly find the powder room if we search the right side of the ship? And then I would like to ask back or front, so that I can at least get it down to a quarter of the ship instead of the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically like reading dragon bones, or like reading the bones. So we'll say, like, if I go, if will this happen quickly? If we search the side, it'll say good results or bad results.
Right.
That's a good plan.
How many questions do you get for one casting?
It's once, I think.
Okay. So if you cast it additional times, there is a 25% cumulative chance that you'll get a random reading. So I would say make your first question the one you are most concerned about.
I'll make that the front or the back then.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. So if you were to search the front of the ship, or do you want to search the back of the ship?
Let's go for the back, because that makes sense with the captain's quarters and...
Okay. So after 10 minutes of focusing on your bones, you cast them on the deck of the ship and begin to discern signs in their arrangements and orientations. And in response to the question, will we find the powder room quickly if we search the back of the ship? You see that the bones spell wheel for good results.
Yay. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and try the second time and see what happens.
Okay. What are you asking for the second casting?
The Bodhi terms for the left side of the ship.
Starboard? I don't know.
Exactly. No idea, but it's the left side.
I think that's port.
Okay. Wheel and woe.
Okay, mixed results.
I could be right in the middle of the back of the ship.
Either that or that's right, but it is guarded, or some other form mix thereof. Or maybe this room is random. Either way, it's probably on the back.
I mean, the back is a really good... It narrows it down, at the very least. That's good to know. Alright, how are we getting up there? Who's going on carpet?
I can carry 600 pounds in the carpet. 600 pounds on the carpet, not 600 people.
Okay. Barnaby's covered.
Yeah.
Can Barnaby carry John?
You're not gonna whine like that dog did you?
You mean like the dog is currently doing?
So I'd
he
like to
always
say during
does
this
that
time,
somewhere.
Lauren's trying to take another short
Yeah,
rest.
because we have.
During the planning.
Yeah.
I was talking about that one mutt with the human face.
Well, I'm hoping this entire conversation's not taking an hour, or else our likelihood of success
You mean
is...
Rancid?
Yeah. Oh, he would not stop.
So,
Whine more than this.
I'd like to say while Burberry was doing this stuff, we were talking about how we were all getting up the ship to
Yeah.
conserve some time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. How are we?
600 pounds on the carpet. Barnaby's flying himself, minimum.
And maybe John.
Gideon can fly as long as he has something to follow.
Okay.
I am 137 pounds.
I'm also.
Plus your bag of holding, right?
Yeah, that's with my bag of holding.
That's with the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So is she 112 then? Or no, 117?
Yeah, she's tiny. She's like
Yeah.
teeny.
No,
I think she's supposed to be like 100, and that's 37 with her armor and everything.
Mm,
If I was to estimate, I'd say Noelle's probably in the 175 range with all the stuff she's carrying. I don't have a bag of holding.
okay.
Gideon could always carry you. He likes you more than me.
That's true.
Gideon might toss me.
And you are lighter than me.
Gideon? Is this where we become great friends?
Apparently I weigh about 200 with all of my stuff.
I feel like the argument here is that the lighter person should be going on the carpet, given that that is the limited capacity that we are trying to...
But wouldn't it be easier for you to carry the lightest person?
I mean, it would, but it wouldn't be easier for the carpet.
But the
And either way-
carpet...
I don't think
Either way,
I'd
my
say
hands are
more than 4 people no matter what we do.
Either way, my hands are full.
With what?
Carrying someone,
Oh,
if I carry someone.
Well, I think with Alexi, Noelle, and Burberry on there, Barnaby carrying John, and Gideon carrying a Lauren, we're good.
Math's out.
I feel like Burberry at this point is just starting to like move stuff into his bag of savings, like
Oh yeah,
The
that's
smaller-
right.
all
During
the smaller things.
my 1 hour of short rest, Lauren moved almost all of her shit into her bag of savings and sent him a little note. Be like, don't touch my shit. Don't close my goddamn account for the love of fucking God.
You will only be moving things that can fit within like a 6-inch wide opening. So
Okay,
no
that's
no
fine.
no bulky shit. But we can
I
deal with
mostly
that
just because I have,
if it gets to that.
I have so much random little stuff.
Yeah.
So books
Um,
wouldn't fit in there.
Paper bags you could roll up. But if
Okay,
it's like
well,
if it's
never
like
mind.
a big fat.
Lauren's probably not moving anything. So,
You can fit your booze in there. Those are
well, I might need the booze to.
touche.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pull the booze out though.
True.
Not like
Pour
you
the booze out? Pour the booze out?
Pull.
Oh.
Oh. He gave me a heart
We should
attack.
probably go before she loses.
Heaven forfend you lose some booze.
Barnaby. That
I
seemed
mean, she's
hostile.
going to lose some booze because she was planning on blowing stuff up with it.
Yes, but at least it's being used.
Oh, point of order. Alexi misread his item description.
The carpet falls out of the sky and we all
The carpet can carry up to twice its weight, but it flies at half speed if it carries more than its normal capacity. So I could lift everyone up, theoretically.
It would just be slow.
It would be slow, and it's not a good exit strategy.
I mean, I'm not exactly fast either.
Technically, my wild shape is an exit strategy, which is why I'm trying to save it.
Right. Okay. Well, sounds like we have a plan.
All right, Gideon, come here, buddy. How annoyed is
He
Gideon?
very begrudgingly opens his arms.
What? Why are you so upset?
No expression on his face, but just very slowly. He's just like, all right. Let's go. So as you assemble on carpets and flying companions and begin to lift into the air towards the bottom of this obscured ship, let's take our break here. Be back in 10 and see where this goes. So, picking up where we left off, the party has assembled in the arms of their flying compatriots and on the back of a flying carpet and are beginning to ascend out of the sea from the folding boat up into the sky, climbing through the clouds, the cold rain and whipping winds, until you reach the edge, the calm pocket of air. And now all of you can see, floating in the center of it, at least 100 feet overhead, this dark, ship-shaped shadow. 4 decks high. Like a black hole in the sky. So go ahead and roll me some stealth checks, guys, as you approach the ship.
I'm gonna save pass without a trace for when we're on the ship.
Okay.
Is everyone okay with that, or?
I guess stealth checks for whoever is flying, not necessarily people who are like passengers.
Any disadvantage?
Do you?
What?
I said, do you have disadvantage?
Because I got the heavy armor.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and cast silence on where we're gonna stop next to
Okay.
the ship. But before we actually get into silence, I'll go ahead and pull up a spiritual weapon, which will now look like we'll say a circular saw. We'll be fancy.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
It's ready.
So instead of a 26, I have to go with an 18. That's accounting for pass. Oh wait, no, 36. Excuse me. That's accounting for pass without a trace.
There's no pass without a trace.
Oh, then it's 8.
8 total?
Yep.
Oof.
That's a big ship.
That's a big ship! And it cuts off as he enters the silence bubble.
Doesn't the storm around us give us advantage? Because it's so loud and thundery?
So the ship is suspended in a pocket of calm air, and the distance around it, yes, there is wind and storm whipping about. Damn. So it's an 8 from Barnaby.
Yeah.
A 22 from Gideon.
Thank goodness.
And I guess we'll have Alexi, since he's piloting his thing. We'll have him.
Can I give
roll for
guidance
the
to
carpet.
Alexi?
Sure. Ooh. That's a nat 1 from Alexi.
No.
We're just rolling so great.
That's not good.
This is why we don't do stealth.
So where is Alexi? Oh, Alexi just got a different stat block there.
Wait, hold on.
So that is a grand total of 5 for Alexi.
Woo!
5, 8, and 22.
23.
Well, guys, we might be bailing sooner than we thought. Holy shit.
Look, you're asking a guy in a big metal plate suit to be quiet. This ain't gonna happen.
So, as you guys are working, or not working, as you're flying up, the ship drawing closer to you, through the black mist that envelops it, you don't see or hear anything changing. And you arrive at the hull of the ship, completely cut off from any sound by the perimeter of Burberry's silence spell. And though your vision is starting to sort of wash over with this milky, opaque, sickening sort of feeling, you can reach up and you can feel the wooden hull of the ship beneath this black mist.
Well,
Shall we
I
begin?
feel like, yeah, if nobody grabs it, the circular saw just starts going.
Okay.
Spiritual weapon's great that way.
And Burberry has a saw as well, correct?
The spiritual weapon is Burberry saw, yeah.
Or Barnaby, excuse me. Barnaby has a saw.
I made one.
Yeah. John has his hatchet. I think Gideon will probably just join in, just trying to like jam his like double-bladed short sword kind of into the base of the ship and
Isn't he
start
carrying
prying.
Aloran? Or is Aloran now just hugging him?
He like sets you off to the side next to the onto the carpet and starts like trying to help.
I just want to make sure Lauren wasn't falling to her death.
just do once you go.
Yeah, he's like, bye, bitch.
Fine,
Okay.
my opportunity.
And okay, Aloran and Noelle and literally everyone else on the carpet, as in the party right now, as you are working, and you can feel wood sort of starting to like drop down out of the hole and it just whipping through the air as it falls, plummeting towards the sea. You all see out of the corner of your eye, sort of half crawling, half walking along the hull of the ship, a humanoid figure.
Lauren, did you cast Fog Cloud?
In a draping... you did cast Fog Cloud? Okay.
I would have.
Well, then you don't see anything.
Oh, great.
Until you feel something bump into you as it crawls through the fog cloud. How many people are in the party right now? There's 5/7 of us total. So we'll do a D8 and reroll on an 8. Okay. Who's fifth alphabetically?
Not me.
Aloran, Alexia, Lauren, Burberry, Barnaby, Gideon.
Wait, what's happening?
Wait,
Okay.
Gideon would just step out of the way because he can see through the fog cloud.
He cannot see through the fog cloud.
He can't? How do you have true sight?
He has blind sense. True sight would not let him see through the fog cloud, though, because it is still
Actually, blind
fog.
sense would.
Blind sense would be better though, because it would
Blind
make
sense
any
would be better.
difference.
That's right. He does have blind sense. Okay, backing up. So
Okay.
nobody bumps into nothing. Instead, Gideon stops working, and he very quickly starts tapping Barnaby on the shoulder and pointing through the fog cloud.
Well,
You can't hear any words that are being said, since it is a silence bubble, but he is now pointing through the fog cloud towards one side of the ship. And he's miming gun.
well, Barnabas knows that one.
Oh no, Barnaby's gonna shoot.
Gideon is going to fly through the fog cloud. towards whatever he was pointing at.
I take out my gun. Shoot. Not right.
I can't say this, but do try and stay in the silence bubble, because your gun is loud AF.
Oh, I know that.
Go ahead and roll to hit with disadvantage, since you cannot see your target through the fog cloud.
It's all. So that is a 29.
That'll hit. Go ahead and give me some damage.
It was an 18 and a 15. Either way.
Jesus.
Good plus. So that is 13 damage for the first hit.
First hit, okay. You don't see what you hit through the fog cloud, Barnaby, but for the people standing on either side of you, kind of, you know, you were shooting between, we'll say, Noel and Burberry. The two of you would feel faint, hot, wet splatter of blood on your arms and face as Barnaby shoots something. Or someone.
No.
John just falls off.
John just hit John.
He just shoots John in the fucking head. No.
Hi.
He spoke me.
I mean, presumably Gideon can go check out what the hell.
Gideon is already going towards it. Yeah, he can sense with blind sense what it is through the fog cloud. He's already disappeared from sight through the fog cloud towards the edge of the silence bubble and is now, you know, going for it. So Gideon. Okay. So that is with a D8 car. So it's going to be 17 and 15. So 32 damage total. I think I don't think he has any bonus actions. So I think you can vaguely see like the beating of wings, kind of like flashing kind of in and out of the fog cloud, kind of close to your periphery. Like it feels like he's close, but you can't see what it is exactly that he's attacking.
Could we see where he was aiming?
Yeah, you can see the direction he was aiming.
Cool. Can I cast a spell?
Yeah, that depends. Does it require a vocal component? Because you are in a silence bubble right now.
Let's see. Actually, never mind. I don't have anything for this, really.
Okay. Oh, wait, this is concentration. So
I was thinking of Rosie.
Oh, spider's fine.
How much damage was it, David?
For the first hit or the second?
Yeah, the first hit.
First hit was 13.
Okay, so succeeds on the first con save. Succeeds on the second. Succeeds on the third. There's the failure. Okay. On the last hit, you see a shadow drop through the fog cloud.
Perfect.
Bye.
And then you see Gideon a few seconds later kind of drift back over towards you, and you can kind of see him through the mist, and he just kind of nods, thumbs up, and begins hacking away at the base of the ship again.
Well, they're getting a thumbs up now.
I'll now for like another 2 minutes until he doesn't come back.
There's a clock, for sure.
Alright.
So I'll say whoever is hacking away at the bottom of the ship, go ahead and give me damage rolls for your weapon.
Could
Whatever you're using.
Could like the people on the carpet reach?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just use my moonsicle, I guess. I get to actually use it. It does no damage, but let's go.
Ting, 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 ting. You just kind of bang it against the bottom. 9 damage, okay.
Five
5 damage, okay.
It's a D4. What do you want from me?
15 damage.
15. So that's 14, 15, 29 so far. Gideon will deal a big fat 3 plus numbers, so... 15.
To be fair, we don't need to make a big hole. We just need a hole big enough for a mouse to get through.
Big enough for someone, yeah.
Yeah.
A mouse.
It depends on who all's going in.
Mm-hmm.
I would be wary to let Lauren just go by herself, because if something goes wrong, she's fucked.
Yeah, there's that.
Fine. Don't you worry about me, Noelle, though I appreciate it. This is Lauren's terrible plan. She'll take the consequences for it.
So, with...
Well, technically we could send a Lauren and one other person if we have any polymorphs left.
Well, I could stuff someone into my bag of holding.
Has anyone not given me damage yet?
I didn't, but I really have no way to productively contribute.
Just stab at it with your rapier.
David, did I get damage from you?
For my saw?
Yeah.
That was... What was the bonus that I added? I'm sorry, I can't...
It'd be strength plus a D6, I guess.
Five.
5, excellent.
I'm not that strong.
So I'll say within this first minute of work, you guys are able to get what feels like a hole about a foot across. It's a tight fit. Some of the smaller members of the party could probably squeeze it. If you spent another minute, you could probably widen it enough for the rest of the party to follow.
Can we see inside?
Do you want to poke your head in?
I'll poke my head in. As I said, a Lauren's bad plan. She'll take the fall.
Sure. So, Lauren, you poke your head up through this gap you can feel in the mist, and you feel kind of rough, broken wood kind of scraping at like your cheeks and your neck as you do, and suddenly you find yourself poking through this dense black fog barrier into a narrow crawl space on the bottom of the ship.
Crawl space?
It's like a foot and a half of clearance overhead. You can see that there is like a flat walkway floor of just wood slats that has been set up. You can see gaps in it, and you can see a tiny bit of light filtering from somewhere overhead. You're not sure what the source is. It doesn't look like firelight. It has kind of a cold, almost whitish kind of light to it. But you can see with that faint bit of light that there are crates and barrels all over the enclosure on the floor overhead.
Okay. Would John and Barnaby be able to actually fit into this crawl space?
It'd be tight as hell, but they could probably do it.
Okay.
Like, the crawl space is probably like 1.5 feet from the belly of the ship, the absolute belly, to like the floor that people and cargo was meant to be like walking on. And it stretches the full length of the ship. Like, you can look up and down and see this extends all the way to the front and back at the bottom of the hull. It looks like it's probably like 160, 70 feet long.
Yeah. I don't know. My thought process is that they're going to think something's up. And, like, I feel like we should get at least a couple people inside without giving ourselves fully away so we can actually do what we're trying to do. As if we wait another minute, there's a good chance they're going to see us getting in, all crawling into the ship.
Does Lauren see footsteps? Like, she can see the shadows of barrels and stuff, right?
Yeah, you can see. Oh, I should also point out, you can also hear now on the inside of the ship.
Cool.
Although
what can I hear?
The silence bubble up, would that extend into the ship?
Might, now that there's a hole there.
20-foot radius sphere, centered on a point you choose within range. Casting a spell.
I assume it goes around corners.
My question is, does this...
Like, I know it's stopped by walls, but now that the hole is here and we can theoretically see in there, I don't know if it would still be stopped by the wall.
I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. Tell you what, because this is a weird edge case, and I could go either way on it. Go ahead and roll me a d20. If it's under 10, we'll say the silence extends into the ship, and if it's over 10, we'll say that the silence bubble like merges with the silence aura of the barrier, and now that you're inside the barrier, you can hear.
Am I rolling in the d20?
Yeah, just roll a d20.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. For some weird magical interaction reason, you can hear. The silence hole does not extend inside the ship.
Cool. What do I hear?
It's
Wait,
noisy in here.
Can she hear the stabbing at the other side of the ship?
You cannot hear outside the ship.
No. I'm saying, can Lauren hear us hitting the hull of the ship from inside?
Oh, no.
Yes. Okay.
No. You can hear. There's definitely a lot of activity overhead. The ship is very creaky. You can hear all the wood shifting as it just kind of gently, this massive structure just kind of like gently kind of bobs and dips in the wind. You can hear voices overhead. You can hear footsteps. You can hear heavy objects scraping wood as they are pushed around. And you can see that there are other light sources sort of filtering through the decks overhead, but they're so far away and they're so filtered by all of that obstruction, all that wood, that you can see them, but they're not really providing any usable light. There's just like there are lights on the decks overhead. Okay. I'd say with a natural 20, or not natural 20, with a passive 20 perception, you would also pick up that there is a sound of small, skittering, clawed feet somewhere overhead. You recognize it as sort of an animalistic sort of gait. It sounds two-legged. And it sounds like there's a lot of them. There's definitely not more than one source. But beyond that, you couldn't say what they are. Yeah, they are two-legged. With a small, fast, clawed gait. You can just hear the nails clack, 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 clack on the wood as whatever they are skitters around. So that's what you can hear.
Okay. I'll poke my head back, and I will open my bag of holding to someone to jump in. Any takers? Any takers? No one want to join me? Anybody want to join me? No?
I'll go.
Okay. So Noelle, you crawl into her bag, and well, Lauren, what do you do?
I am going to crawl through the hole, and then after I'm in through, I'm gonna kind of like shoo people to go away.
Wait. Just for my own curiosity. Noelle, you're not attuned to that necklace of adaptation, are you?
Not at the moment.
Okay. My brain went. No, because my brain went. I wonder if you could be in a bag of holding forever because of the laws of the necklace.
That's funny.
I don't think the necklace helps you if you're in a vacuum necessarily.
It says any condition.
You can breathe normally in any environment.
I find this sus, but okay.
It's fine. Noelle's not attuned to it.
It doesn't matter.
So I'll shoo people away, and my hope is that they won't go too far away. They'll just go at like the edge. Oh wait, before that, I will take my sending stone that I have for Noelle and toss it at Alexi.
He takes hold of it and he points and like, what's happening?
And then I point at Noelle. Emergency.
Couldn't I keep working on the hole while we do this?
Well, my fear is
I haven't dropped the spell yet.
Yeah, I think for me, my fear is if we keep working on the hole, someone's gonna come down, see us working, and try to
see it at some point anyway.
I mean, we're in the fog right now too, because I don't think you've dropped it yet. So.
This would be the time to work on the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Like, Noelle and Lauren are in the crawl space, and the party is still outside on the bottom of the ship, working their way to get in.
Okay.
So, Pete, if you want to stream, what do you call it? Tabletop, yes. Then.
To join whatever room you've made.
Yeah. The room is open, and you and Lauren are under the ship, or under the floor of the rightmost.
I do not
ship
see
here.
the room.
Okay. I might be not visible, maybe. I don't know. Let me see. I should be. Are you online?
Oh, do I have it visible?
It says you're not online.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That was me. It was me for once.
It's you this time.
I can't believe that you've done this.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Right. Invite to game. There you go.
Okay. Come on, tabletop. Let me in.
Are you gonna stream tabletop?
Me?
No, Jacob.
I shouldn't, because I can see through all of the stuff.
Oh, okay.
You can see through all the bullshit.
Failed to find any servers. Steam might be down.
Really? Well, I might have to.
Said to me.
Well, wait, let me try, because I too can does, and I too am not you.
Here, I will be white. Oh, that completely obscures the board. Well, that's useless.
I mean, I doubt Steam is down. Let me just restart tabletop real quick.
I can join.
Yeah, I'll restart tabletop simulator. Maybe it was because I was invisible and then I uninvisibled or something.
There we go.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Well, turns out that this board is not visible unless I make it a board. No. What the? Damn it, go back. Object, there we go. Component, board. Okay. Toggle lock here.
Oh. Wait, come back. And then it falls into the abyss.
No, don't do that. Damn thing. There we go.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh wait, it's on the floor. I can still look at it.
You can see it there. Okay, it's fine. So I need to turn off fucking physics so that it won't fall. Toggle. Oop. There we go. Okay.
If you want me to zoom in and look at anything in particular, Johnny, let me know.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're gonna be over here. So. Oh god.
Okay, so you're in the basement of a ship, and you're under the floors. Okay. So
okay.
now that you can see what's happening.
Slightly crooked.
Right. Aloran will turn into a spider and crawl through the flooring, hopefully on like the side of the wall, so I can get to the wall and then climb up to the ceiling and see what's going on.
Can you draw a circle where the hole is, Platt?
Draw a circle.
It should be towards the back of the boat somewhere, as a friendly reminder.
Hole. Okay. So that's about where you guys would have come out. So Lord's going to turn into a spider and crawl along the curvature of the hole up towards the ceiling.
Yes.
Okay. So you are very teeny tiny, and you are crawling up the side of this hole, and you are up around the ceiling, and you are looking at a pretty packed cargo hold. There are a lot of barrels, a lot of crates, coils of rope, tarps, spare sails, rigging, all kinds of shit piled up down here. You can see there are 4 very steep ladders or 6 sets of very steep ladders that lead to the upper decks. You can see numerous support columns kind of running the length of this hold from front to back. You can see the bases of the masts extending all the way down into the belly of the ship here. There is a very dim, distant light towards the front of the ship, and will look to be like cages on either side of it.
Cages?
Yeah.
Okay, out of pure curiosity, Lauren is going to go look at the cages, or get closer until she can see what's in the said cages, if there are anything.
Okay. I'd say kind of scurry over, maybe like half length the ship. It does not look like there's anything in there. They appear to be empty at the moment. And then on the far side of the cages, you can see that there is more crates and barrels piled up, and sacks.
Okay, so I'll go back to the back of the ship, because that's where the gunpowder was supposed to be. What are the little things you said were crawling around the deck?
So I will say, now that you are in the actual hold, you don't actually see anybody down here right now. You can definitely feel and hear things moving around on the deck above you.
So nothing down here.
The hold seems to be empty for the time being.
Perfect.
But there's definitely like dozens of creatures moving around on the deck that you are currently clinging to, the ceiling, right?
Okay.
So you can feel the vibrations of footfalls constantly kind of running through you.
Okay, I will crawl back down to the ground.
Okay.
And get Noelle out of the bag and go shh.
Okay. So turning back into yourself, letting Noelle out.
And it's time to look in some barrels and crates.
Okay. I'll say go ahead and give me some investigation checks, guys. And for the party who is still clawing away at the hole, go ahead and give me some more damage rolls.
I'll get there eventually.
I will give a Lauren Bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay. What does that do?
You get a D8.
12
Perfect.
for John.
That's great, because I
12.
rolled a nat 20.
7 for Barnaby.
7. Okay.
It's Noelle. We're gonna blow up this goddamn ship if it's the last thing I do. Okay, so I rolled a 25 with the Bardic Inspiration with a nat 20.
25 investigation. Okay.
Yep, I rolled a 4 on the D8 and I got a +1 to investigation.
And then it was 20 damage, 12 damage, and Burberry, did you give me damage?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was muted. 8.
8. So that's 20, 20, 40. And then Gideon's will be...
Did you get my 7?
Oh, was yours 7, not 20?
I wish mine was 20. Wish I could do that much with assault.
So 7, 12, 8. 7, 12, 8. So 27 plus Gideon's 15. Again. Or no, that's a 17. 41. Okay. I'd say you get like another whole foot of radius on this hole. It's definitely looks like poking your heads up, you can see it's definitely a tight squeeze between the floor and the base of the hole, but it's definitely wide enough now that even John could probably like shimmy up and into it if you wanted to. But you still have to get through the floor.
Can I go ahead and climb up in?
Yeah, sure.
Because the saw can keep working even if I'm not actively there.
Yeah, that's fair. So we'll get a Burberry in there. So Burberry... Whoop. No!
Falls into the abyss.
Just plummets. So a Lauren with a 25 on your investigation. Pretty quickly able to clock the organization happening in the belly of the ship. The front and very back of the ship both seem to be primarily food stores. The sort of front looks to be repair materials, and the middle looks back seems to be
You're going all robotic.
Yeah, we're picking you up through Chani's mic, and then through your mic briefly, and then through Chani's mic some more.
Yeah, I'm not even hearing Jacob coming through.
hair back. Uh-oh.
No.
Can you hear me?
It was an internet thing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay. So, very front, very back of the ship, food stores. Front, middle of the ship, repair supplies. And sort of back, middle to rear of the ship is where the firepower seems to be stored. There are crates of cannonballs and barrels of gunpowder set up here.
Oh, there is gunpowder down here?
Yeah.
How much?
There is a pretty sizable store here. There's sort of a large, like 2-barrel high, probably 6 by 8 wide block of what looks to be powder barrels.
I feel like we need Alexi to figure out if this is enough to blow up the ship or not.
Actually, Barnaby would be the person to ask.
Oh, yeah. Barnaby or Alexi, because their intelligence will be higher. I will peek back through the hole. Probably
Okay.
see Burberry. Oh, hi, Burberry. Can you get Alexi or Barnaby, please?
So there is a solid floor between you and the hole right now. Remember, you crawled
Oh,
around
that's
it
right.
to get up.
I would like to scrawl Alexi or Barnaby next, please, on a sheet of paper and like shove it through the hole.
Cool.
Okay.
Whoever knows if this much gunpowder's enough, and then I'll describe how much there is. And then put the paper back through the hole.
Okay. Sure, Barnaby, you want to roll an intelligence check for me?
Sure.
Alexi will join you.
$15.
15. Okay. Alexi got a 19, so you guys are kind of in the same ballpark. So your familiarity with weapons of powder and the like, you know how much it takes just to propel a bullet, which is not a lot. And you know that a barrel of this stuff will yield a considerably powerful, explosive, concussive blast, as well as a fireball that is likely to ignite anything around it. That many barrels in one place could definitely blow up a ship like this. At the very least, you're dealing catastrophic damage to the hull of this flying vessel. It'd be bad if this blew up.
Okay.
It'd be real bad.
Fucking perfect.
I'm just gonna write, yes, big boom.
Perfect.
I'm gonna underline big.
How many times?
What kind of food is in the food store?
3.
Oh, shit.
What was that, 3?
I said
How many times I underlined the big?
Oh, got it. Not that it would be easy for Burberry to see from between the hole and the floor, since you're sort of in that crawl space still. But
Do I sniff anything tasty?
it does not smell super appetizing. It smells very salty.
Ooh.
There's a lot of salted, preserved food in here.
Gotcha. And I'm guessing the barrels contain water.
Some of them do. Some of them contain explosives.
Booze? Wait, are there any barrels of liquor down here or beer?
I foresee liquor barrels ending up in a bag of holding somehow.
You would definitely note there is a conspicuous lack of liquor on the ship, at least in the hold.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll tap the barrels that have something explosive related and convey it. Uh-oh.
Just lost the table.
Yeah, I think I think we need to turn off tabletop, honestly. Because it started, all the problems started with tabletop.
Do you think you could just screenshot the floor we're on, since I don't think we're going up?
Yeah, once we get plugged back.
After these messages,
He's dead.
Jacob, just leave and come back. Can't close Discord?
That's all computers just fucking up. Well.
Guess we're waiting a minute.
Yep.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
I think
Back.
your computer did not like streaming all that stuff at the same time.
Evidently.
Yeah, why don't you just take a screenshot or a cap of the one floor that we're on and post it?
I'll just post the map in chat. So again, you're on the bottommost, the rightmost level of the ship on that map.
Okay. I'll like whisper to Noelle, be like, should we try to move the barrels spread out throughout the ship and pour my booze to connect them so then it's just everything blows up, or should we just go boom and then run away?
I have a feeling that once we make the thing go boom, it's going to make everything go boom.
Yeah, I'm not sure we run away from
Also, moving it around will take time.
Yeah, that was also my other
I was
fear with it.
hoping to possibly just... Because I'm out of the bag, right? So I'm walking around the deck, theoretically.
Yes.
Could I just perception check what I hear and see around the area above us?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you generally what you're hearing and seeing right now. Is there something specific that you're looking for?
I mean, I want to listen for talking, I guess, specifically.
Okay.
Like whether people are bantering about what's going on, or if there's any gossip.
Ooh, that's
Interesting.
good. Can I join in on that?
We could just let it detonate where it is, because even if it only gets the bottom floor, all of their food stores are here.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine us ending up in a worse scenario if we just light it up.
Yeah.
But
I think we should light it up, but I am curious if we can hear anything
yeah, I just want to
that
listen
he's talking about.
for a second and see what we hear.
Okay. Perception checks then. Yeah, go for it.
Well, hope you're all good.
I did. This is a god roll, Jacob. Tell me fucking everything. 31.
Oh.
I rolled a 19 plus 12.
12.
Okay. So, Noelle, so that you know, you definitely hear the sounds of dozens and dozens of people overhead, walking around, talking, dragging heavy objects around. You can hear, feet on stairs, feet on floor. You can hear the thud of things, being lifted and set down. And you can hear that weird clawed scampering sound from these tiny animals above deck, whatever they are. To which it does sound like there are a considerable number of them. As far as picking out distinct sounds of gossip, though, you're kind of struggling to get much more through, the layers and layers of decks and walls. Lauren, with a 31, you kind of sidle up to the side of a staircase and just kind of like lean in a little bit, just kind of prick your ears. And there's a couple of crewmen who you can hear are standing fairly close to the stairs. You can't see them from this angle, but you can definitely hear them. They're not far from the staircase. And they are talking, at a volume that you are able to kind of pick up what they're saying. Sort of some idle chit-chat. So how much longer do you think we're going to be holding here before the captain comes back? Mate said it'd be a couple more hours at least. Nice. Everything is going in Freeport. Yeah, they're probably fucked, eh?
Just kidding.
Yeah. Where it is, Captain. Sick to the old beastie on him. Found a big one. Pay to see that. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Do you want to... Gotta move this above deck? Or... Nah. Yeah, me neither. Right. Well... Got anything to drink? No. Right.
Is that all we're gonna get from him?
You want to go make out in the cargo hold?
Yeah, right? Are they about to make out? Is there about to be some pirate bang bang?
It does not sound that hot.
How much sexual tension is there between these two?
It's negative.
Okay.
These are two fuck offs avoiding work.
Cool. Okay.
Beyond them, the conversation that is sort of in the distance, kind of echoing through the hold, is primarily just like, instructions being barked. Where does this go? Who's putting what where? Where's that, last barrel of kumquats, whatever. Get that to the galley. Somebody stow these hammocks. Okay. It's the running of a ship, and there's not a lot of conversation happening in your vicinity that is terribly interesting.
Then I'll go back down and I'll whisper to the floor where I heard Burberry and be like, "Get out of the ship. We're gonna blow it up."
He'll tap some of the exploding barrels and say, "I'm not sure if it's a liquid in here or not, but you might be able to use it for a trail."
I have booze. I'll waste some alcohol on this. This is gonna be great.
Well, go ahead and at least open one up, so that way it'll catch faster instead of waiting for it to soak through the wood.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll open a couple.
Do you want me to tell them to move the carpet away?
Since
it's slow moving right now.
Wait, okay, Noelle, if you're in my bag of holding, I can plummet, and I have an unmovable rod to catch myself.
Arms will detach.
Noelle, you want to leave with me?
I have to get through the floor again. I'm kind of...
Well, the hole's bigger.
But the floor is still intact.
There's a floor.
Yeah, there's the hole, and then there's the floor. So it's like this, and you got a hole through the outer hole.
Yeah, I got in.
There's a hole through the hole, but there's no hole in the deck, even though the deck is inside the hole. You hole?
What?
I'm not following, but I'll leave through the hole.
There's the outer hole, which we have drilled a hole in, and then when you climb through it, you are under the floor.
There's the flat floor.
The bottom level of the...
There's a hole in the bucket in the barrel of the...
I'll leave. I'll just leave. I can do that, right?
Climb back down.
I can become a flying bug, right?
You could.
Perfect. I got a snowball. I'll turn into a flying bug.
You could also just turn into a bird or a bat.
I can't fit through the floor if I do that.
Is there a way you can just pull up a board just so this is a little easier?
The map is on the general chat.
No. I mean literally
a floorboard.
Oh, pull up a plank? Yeah, you can try that.
Okay, there. We have a ton of options now if we can do that.
All right. Know what? Noelle and Burberry get to safety. I will rig this shit.
I'll go ahead and tell them to start moving the carpet.
Lauren, I have these 4 flasks of oil. Will that help?
Perfect. I have oil too.
Oh, perfect.
So, Lauren will take those 4, and she's gonna make sure this baby fucking...
I think I've had this oil since session 3.
Yeah, no, we've had the oil for a long time.
That seems to be.
I think you guys got the oil for the
spiders. Yeah.
You need some extra grease?
No. All right. So,
sorry, 2 seconds because my curiosity is just there. Are there any boxes that lock down here?
Not that you can reach until the floorboard comes up.
Well, when I was scoping out, did I see anything of interest? Because I do have a chime of opening.
Well,
no, I have keys.
Let me.
Or we could just take it with us.
We could.
Let me resolve this thing here. You guys are going to try and pry a floorboard up to get access to the hole?
Yeah. But before we do that, if there's anything that could be of value, I would have stuck it into my bag of holding.
I mean, I'd say with investigation check, there's not like loot stowed down here. There's no gold that you've seen. The most valuable stuff is probably the gunpowder.
I didn't think there'd be any gold or anything like that. But that's, oh, that could be fun. And if you want to just give me your bag of holding, Lauren, you might not need to worry about the floorboard.
Wait, what?
I can just take Noel with me.
You guys have not created an opening between.
No.
Yeah, but the bag of holding's not going to fit between this thin of a crack on a floorboard.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
There needs to be a gap unless you're going to do spider form again to get back down under the floor.
Okay, I might need to back up then because I don't know how I got in here.
You're still under the floor. You're in the hole, but you're under the floor.
All right, let me explain this to you.
Okay, no.
So we're up here.
I'm caught
You're
up.
below.
I'm good.
In the little hole.
I'm good.
Near the ship.
Yeah. So, are we prying a floorboard open?
Yes.
Yes?
Okay. Who's doing it? How are you doing it?
I will assist whoever is doing it by pushing from below.
Burberry and I will, Burberry push, I pull.
I will find nails and pry them off the floorboard.
With your bare hands or with...
With my moon sickle. To pry it.
Okay. Then I'll say whoever wants to take lead, strength with advantage.
I feel like Lauren might be the strongest, which is not great.
I have pitons. Would those be allowed to like pry up a nail or something? Pitons?
Those are like climbing spikes.
Yeah,
those are big nails.
You could use it as like a pry, sure. Yeah. So, strength with advantage.
Now, Lauren, you make the primary roll because.
Okay, I only get a +1, but does anyone else have a higher than a +1? Real quick, everybody.
Same.
Okay, cool. This is gonna be the time I fail my save. Okay. Oh no, it's not.
Well, you have assistance.
Oh, so I get to roll again.
Yeah, it's advantage.
Okay, cool. Perfect, because it was a nat 1 and a 16.
Okay.
17.
17. It takes some doing, but there's definitely as you pull a board loose. And these planks are wide enough that you could definitely slide between them to get down through the hole.
All right.
Now...
We made noise.
Yeah, you did. Inside the ship, where there is no silence bubble, and you can hear people, and people can hear you. And as you pull this board loose, you hear that conversation, Aloran, that was so distinct for its proximity to the stairs, suddenly stops. And one of the guards says, "What was that noise?"
And Lauren is fucking throwing oil. She's throwing oil. She's shoving Noelle out the fucking floor.
Go.
Go.
Okay. You hear footsteps beginning to cross the floor overhead and make their way downstairs. What are you doing?
I am throwing oil at the barrels. I am trying to open a barrel. I will... Oh man, fog cloud would be nice right now. But
You want it? I could give it to you before I go.
I don't know if it's worth it.
I'd say just do what you're gonna do. Like, let's just make it happen.
Yeah.
I think this is the moment.
Okay. I'm just gonna throw oil on everything. Okay. I will try to prop open one of the lids. Hopefully one that has gunpowder.
Okay.
I tried to point out the ones that did.
Okay.
Sure. So prying open another barrel. I'll say go ahead and give me another strength check, Lauren.
Shit. Okay.
You hear those footsteps.
10.
Just barely enough. You hear it takes a second. You're like prying with the sickle, like come the fuck on. And then there's a thunk as this lid flips off, and you can see the granular black powder inside. And as you do that, You see coming down the stairs a half-orcish man in this...
How hunky is he?
Oh no.
Darn it.
Not the time!
He's about to die.
He's pretty hunky.
Oh, damn!
This half-orcish man comes down the stairs wearing this, like, dark, kind of close-fitting half robe, like half shirt, almost a strange kind of cut to the hem of it. He's got a sword already drawn in his hand, and he's looking
Lauren's eyes are drooling, Noelle is going through the hole.
Yeah. And he sees you. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm going to need you to roll some initiative for me, Lauren.
All right, how about you?
Jump, we'll catch you.
I didn't make a trail, though. That's the problem.
You've been splashing. So that was a 13 from him.
We have Revivify.
I also rolled a 13.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there for all of you Revivify lovers out there. I do need a body.
That's true.
No. Like
she's over here, and here.
Exactly.
We have mending. We can make it work.
We have the technology.
Okay, it was a 13 plus 2 from him.
Lauren's gonna have somebody else's fingers.
So what'd you get, Lauren? Total?
Oh, I got 13 total.
13 total? Okay. So you hear him immediately fucking yell, like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Can I be on this initiative before we... Just because I'm like halfway in the hole.
Sure.
That one.
Cool.
Have fun.
Okay,
Spectacular.
This guy immediately fucking rummages in his belt and pulls out a horn, and he's just gonna... and that is going to be his turn, sounding the alarm, as you hear there's sudden mobilization of feet in the decks above, overhead.
Hey, Platt.
Yeah.
Just so you can save our spots. Basically, as soon as I went through the hole, I drop silence and say, "Start dropping the rug."
Okay, fair enough.
Like, let's get moving now.
Let's go. Go.
Just use that for your how far away we got.
Okay. So, Lauren, what are you doing?
I am going to go to the...
Oh, Lauren! You can turn into a fire elemental.
I can't. I'm not high enough level.
Next level.
Dang it. That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Lauren is going to run towards the hole.
Okay.
And then I am going to use Druidcraft.
Okay.
And I am going to light the oil that is on a barrel.
Oil on a barrel. Got it.
Yep, that is directly on one of the fucking explosion barrels. I'm going to say, "Hope you like fire hot stuff," and I'm going to jump out that hole, body slamming Noelle with me.
Okay.
I'm being butt bombed.
I'll say,
okay, it's a small
as
break.
you do that, you do see, for the split second, that your vision is still like above deck before you plummet into the hole, pushing Noelle with you.
Made sure there was fire before I jumped.
Oh no, there's oil everywhere. Like, it catches on the wood immediately. Like, there is a conflagration there, and it is very quickly beginning to spread kind of across the floor. You would see in the split second before you dropped out of view, several points around the cabin flashing with arcane light.
They have measures. Damn it.
And then you drop onto the rug.
Ow.
That didn't blow up, did it?
It's been 6 seconds. Noelle, what are you doing?
Hi. Well, I'll look up. Do I see any fire?
From outside the ship, you see black mist.
Okay, I don't have to body slam Noelle out of the ship.
Well,
if you would like to poke your head back through the hole. If you want to poke your head back through the hole, you can.
That seems risky at this point. Could I, like...
I did say specifically I did the oil that was on a barrel that I had opened.
Here's my plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to add some.
Did you do it directly in gunpowder or just on the barrel?
Oh, like on the
Closest you can
gunpowder.
get, basically.
That is why I fucking body slammed Noelle out of the ship. Because I wasn't gonna take a chance with a person coming down there and seeing it. Because if it hit it, it would hit it and it would explode. That's why I got to the hole, I did that, and I fucking fell through with Noelle.
If you're actually lighting gunpowder and not just oil on wood, then that's different. I'm gonna need everyone in the party to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
And
Oh no!
mostly.
1 of 4.
Okay.
Fuck,
Bye, guys.
inspiration.
Oh, I rolled another nat 20. 22.
Fine.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
It's fine.
Is it though?
It's fine. As long as I
God.
have at least 6 seconds of fall time, it's fine.
I failed.
You failed.
I rolled 2 5s. That was with my inspiration.
Would you like my inspiration?
I don't
Take
know
it,
if
Noelle.
that works, 'cause I already
John
used
got a
my
21.
inspiration.
No,
If, if you used an inspiration already, then yeah.
can I have it? I rolled a 4.
You can have it. Take it. Take it. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that brings it up to a 16.
Okay.
I was afraid
Thank you.
Jacob was going to pull some bullshit and be like, oh, Glyph of Wardings, the oil fire goes away.
I was gonna try and mage hand a torch in there and just dump it in, but
Oh.
Look, if you're lighting wood on fire, it's not going to blow up immediately. If you're lighting gunpowder on fire, it's going to blow up immediately. So that's the only timing issue. So Burberry got a 16, Noel got a 5.
I mean, plus the fucking plus 9.
So 9 total. Aloran got a
Plus
No,
9.
5 plus 9.
Oh, plus 9
Yeah,
from
she's
Dex.
got a good. It's a 14 total technically.
Oh shit. Okay, that's not bad. Aloran, what was yours again? 20,
22.
22. Barnaby was a nat 20, I thought.
No, it was 18 plus 5,
18.
so 23.
It was close.
23.
John, what was yours?
21.
21.
I'm so sorry.
Gideon rolled a.
I'm gonna hope that we have at least 6 seconds of leaving the ship so that there is a drop between Lauren getting out.
And Alexi.
That's my hope.
At least there's a buffer.
My hope.
Okay. So, Aloran, you are dropping through the gap in the floor
And
the
body
hole.
slamming Noelle out with me.
and casting Druidcraft on exposed gunpowder at the same time.
Yep.
It takes less than a second for this cache to detonate. And your downward trajectory is suddenly altered significantly by the force of this blast as it
Polymorph, Noelle. Polymorph.
explodes outwards, scattering your party in every direction. You guys are going to be all thrown, say, 30 feet in a random direction. So go ahead and everyone give me a D8 roll.
4.
Okay.
5.
3.
5.
Oh,
8.
no overlap yet.
3.
Don't forget to roll for
So
NPCs.
even if I was like
8
body slamming
for-
Noelle, like
8 for
bear
Barnaby.
hugging her out, she's not with me.
I think it was a background.
I have a feeling Bark is not going to survive the
He
explosion.
just grabs Noelle with her cheeks.
Yeah,
John, what was your
cheeks just
D8?
Got you.
like a Venus flytrap cheeks.
It's funnier because Noelle is bigger than you, so it's probably just a big pinch.
Yep.
John, I didn't get your D8.
Say that again.
I need a D8 roll from you, my guy.
This is for what crazy direction you fly.
Yep.
I got a 7.
What was that?
7.
7.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
We all get a different number.
Yeah,
NPCs.
pretty much.
NPCs.
I did. They both rolled ones.
I don't
Yay,
think Bark
they
is
went
surviving
together.
this.
So it's getting Alexi get thrown to the north. Burberry to the east. Aloran and Noel southeast. Barnaby gets thrown northwest.
Got you, Noel.
And John to the west. So there's a fucking just scattering of bodies. And you guys are going to take some damage from this.
This is going to be the big thing. How much damage?
How much damage do you take before seeing if you plummet?
Oh wait, can't I bonus action turn into something on my turn?
Theoretically.
What was it?
I don't think realistically there's any way anyone could do anything. It was literally just like...
I think your bonus action was druid crafting.
Oh, that was my action. Oh wait, yeah, you're probably right.
I don't even know how many would be enough for this kind of... I'm just going to roll them all.
Oh god.
Okay.
All ones. Here we go.
You got a couple ones.
A couple.
Just 2?
3. You have 3 ones.
Okay, I'll take those.
Okay, how many high numbers do we have?
A 2, so that's 5.
I'll take that one as well.
Okay. Oh, another 2, so 7.
This is painful.
He's going to enjoy the next couple
no
numbers.
3s, but I found a 4. So that's 11. 1 5, 2 5, 3 5. So that's 15 plus 11, so 26. We got a 6, so that's going to be 33. We got some 7s. 1, 2,
Number keeps going up.
3, 21.
Oh wait, before
If you
before
see
you
a
tell
kitty, you'll forgive me, right?
before you tell us the total, I forgot to take my short rest of hit points.
Go for it.
Let me do that first before.
Go for it. So again,
You're
that
probably going to need it.
I know.
I'm so sorry. I panicked.
I don't disagree with the decision, to be perfectly honest.
I panicked. There's a person there. He could go.
It's 12, 32.
Make sure I got my short rest.
21 plus 32 is 53. There's an 8. So that's 61. Right? Yeah, 61. We've got 3 9s. So 61 plus 30. No, 20. 27.
Holy shit.
61 plus 27 is 88. And then 2 10s. So
108.
108.
Please tell me the
108 fire damage.
Is that not halved if with the dexterity saving throw?
So Burberry, Aloran, Barnaby, John, and Gideon succeeded. So this will be halved down to 54.
I have 6 hit points left. That was using all of my hit dice.
Noel and Alexi will take the full damage.
I'm out. I nearly insta-died.
Oh
I almost
shit!
doubled my hit points.
Because you have the... Oh no. Okay. No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And now, Alexi is in free fall, unconscious, not too far from Gideon, who is still conscious. Aloran, you are probably like 15-ish feet from Noel, who's also unconscious. The rest of you are conscious. All of you are free falling now. The 1,000-foot drop down towards the ocean.
Don't want to do that again.
Lauren, I think first and foremost, is going to cast Healing Word on Noel. And then I will bonus action turn into a Quetzalcoatl, and I will go start picking people up from certain death.
Okay.
I'm just going to kick on my boots.
How far? There's no, like how far you fall in one turn in D&D.
500 feet per turn.
Okay,
So we have
yeah,
2
a couple
turns?
turns. We'll be fine.
Yeah, so I'll revive Noelle, and I'll go pick her up.
Okay. So Noel is again, if everyone is 30 feet from a central point in various directions, I don't know how long that the sides of that shape are. But I assume that's a triangle calculation.
So I'll tell you my plan or what Burberry is doing, and if she makes it to me, cool. If she doesn't, it's okay. So whenever I get like close enough to the water, I'm gonna banish myself.
I love it.
Okay.
Which will teleport me to a safe plane, so that theoretically, if I canceled it, I would just appear. I would just it should, in theory, cancel the momentum. Or, I would reappear hundreds of feet below the surface of the water. But either way, I'd live.
Sure. Okay.
So if I have not made it to, that is what happens.
Trying to find how the fuck do I find the distances between you guys?
Because I have no way to fly.
Wouldn't it just be a 60-foot diameter circle?
That's what I was thinking.
30-foot diameter circle? Or 30-foot radius circle?
Yeah, so the longest would be 60 feet.
30-foot radius.
So yeah,
60 feet across the circle.
60 feet for any one of us to get to any other.
And then if I turn into the Quetzalcoatl, I think my movement feet's 80, so I should technically be able to get 2 people for 1 turn.
I need 360 divided by... Central line.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all.
I mean, the plan worked.
Yeah, I honestly was really afraid that if I didn't light the thing on directly, it wasn't going to work.
And I just kicked on my boots, and I'm not happy, but I ain't here.
Okay. So it is, if I'm doing this math correctly, it is 60 feet along the arc towards someone. That is 1/8 of a circle's perimeter from you if the radius is 30 feet. That doesn't sound right, though.
Doesn't sound right.
It should. I feel like it's simple enough that it's like 60 feet across. Like if I was going to get the person directly across from me, that would be 60 feet.
I'm going to risk opening tabletop to try and get some measurements.
Well,
this is
okay.
important.
So real quick.
Somebody could very easily die.
No. It should be okay because the only people you need to worry about are Noelle and John. Because Barnaby has a way of flying himself, and Gideon.
Yeah, Noelle also has a way of flying herself. If I'm conscious.
And Alexi and Gideon would probably get Alexi because they're next to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess really John is really the only person you have to worry about if Noelle
Yeah.
can fly once she gets healing worded.
Yeah, so I heal word Noelle. Would Noelle say go get John, or would I go and swoop and get Noelle?
I mean, you'd probably just see me start casting polymorph just the moment I was conscious and realized what was going on.
Okay, then I would change my direction and go get John, which I should be able to do with 80-foot movement speed.
Okay. John is 7 to 4.
Getting his ass blown across the
John,
surface of the
yeah.
planet.
John is directly across from you. So if you're flying straight for John, then that cuts that out.
Yeah.
Gideon has Alexi, and Noelle.
Well,
I
Alexi
assume.
has Gideon.
Well, no, Gideon has Alexi because Alexi's
okay.
unconscious.
Yeah.
Which means that Noelle is going for Burberry then?
I will polymorph and try and catch Burberry. And I'll turn into a Quetzalcoatl.
Okay. With 500 feet to spare, the party's able to catch themselves. I think Barnaby and Gideon are probably significantly slower than Quetzalcoatl, so once everyone is airborne, they are not going to be keeping pace with you.
Question?
I'll go pick up Gideon and
real
Alexi.
quick, impending question. Do we have to worry about a ship falling on us?
Yes.
Yeah, looking up, there is definitely something bright and fiery growing through the clouds towards you. It is
We should move.
definitely on fire.
Is the chain
and definitely falling. The chain is going slacker and slacker as you guys go lower and lower. And yeah, you guys, I think, are gonna need to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Is Gideon and Alexi pretty close if they're by? Because I'll be dashing to them, so I'd be like 160 feet. Because I'd be dashing this entire time, so I'd have 160 feet of movement per turn.
Yeah, that's true.
So
you'd be able to reach them then.
Yeah, so I'd pick up John. Then I'd go get Gideon and Alexi, and then I'd just be fucking flying my ass away.
Just as far as you can.
Away from the crash.
Follow Lauren's lead once I get as many people as I need to get.
Yeah,
so Burberry and Barnaby.
Yeah.
Because Barnaby's speed is not as fast as...
that's true.
But wait. There's the question that we're all asking ourselves.
Which is what?
How dead is Bark?
Oh, Bark's gone.
He didn't make it.
Gone. Like you don't even know where the fucking rock is that powers that guy. Like, that shit is gone.
I do have another question. What has happened to the storm?
That is a good question.
The storm is still going.
It's still going? Okay.
It is still going. But yeah, there is a giant fireball plummeting through the clouds overhead. And you guys are definitely kind of fly out of the way to get away from it. Question about the folding boat. Did you guys leave that in the water? Because I don't recall anyone packing it up.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Well,
wait, wouldn't leave it in the water or would leave it in the water?
Nice boat while we had it.
Did you leave it in the water, Barnaby?
That's the question.
That's the question.
Is it getting destroyed by giant flying space? Is it being outshipped?
You know, I think in all the chaos, I may or may not left it not tied to anything.
So
you're just kind of hoping it drifted away in the storm. All right, I'll give you that.
Send it to the dice.
I'll give you that. We'll let the dice decide.
I did not tie it to the giant chain.
Yeah. That makes sense. The chain is growing slack. You guys are flying as far away as you possibly can, as fast as you can, and seconds later, there is a thunderous crash as this flaming ship smashes into the churning water of the ocean. And thick columns of black smoke begin to sort of billow up from around the ship. You can see members of the crew falling alongside the wreckage. Some whole, others in pieces. You see others thrown from the ship as it makes contact with the water, flung out of the black mist enveloping the ship. And you see the mist itself actually beginning to almost glitch. This sort of shimmering kind of overtakes it. You see it start to fade in spots, kind of go patchy, as though the ship's structure has been so thoroughly damaged that the enchantment can't sustain itself any longer. And as you sort of circle in the distance, kind of reconnoitering with the group, you watch as this massive warship sinks, burning into the ocean.
Well, I suppose this means now the thing that they thought happened to the ship has indeed happened to the ship.
Mm-hmm. Did somebody alive Alexi?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gideon's feeding him a potion.
Okay.
You gave him potions!
You got potions for a reason. Alexi's just like, what happened?
Speaking of, I'm going to drink one of those myself.
Are there any like survivors, or is everyone like?
I mean, if they survived the explosion, then they had to survive the fall damage.
I'm gonna have to do some math on that.
Okay.
I'll say this: in the moments following the wreckage's crash, you're not seeing a lot of life crawling out of it.
Well, we could go
It's
loot
mostly
the
debris
shipwreck.
and falling body parts.
Anybody want to loot the shipwreck with a Lauren?
I mean, that would be cool.
Oh, be here.
There's a storm still going on,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like 2 hours deep in it still, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So I think that is probably where we'll leave off for the night, since it is midnight.
Sure.
And you succeeded at your task.
We did.
Congratulations.
We blowed it up.
Yeah,
Jake,
we didn't
they
fight
got
anybody. We
salty
just
at
blew
all.
shit up.
I like how I was like, yes, I'll drink one of these potions of greater healing. It gives me like 5 whole hit points.
Right, DM. Here's the real
Greatest feeling.
question.
I feel better.
DM, did my boat survive?
Roll a d100.
And is there anyone in it?
What do you have to roll?
That's a good question. Is there anybody in it? Did somebody survive and find it?
What are the odds that your ship survived, do you think, David?
Probably a 1 in 100.
Yeah. Well, for the time being, you don't see it.
Real. I'm sure my boat's okay. I have no doubt I'm going to fly down, and it's just going to be floating.
We'll get you a new boat, Barnaby.
It'll be right there where I left it.
What are you talking about? My boat's going to be fine.
I can't say that. I'm a Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah, no, Aloran's talking, but it's just.
It's just nonstop.
Like, holy shit! I'm so sorry. I almost killed us all. That was fucking terrifying. Oh
No,
my
I like the idea that they're, since both the Lord and Noel or Quetzalcoatl, they can just talk to each other.
Oh, I probably could. I'd probably be like, Noelle, I'm so sorry. I totally killed you.
Everything hurts.
I'm so sorry.
To be
Oh my
fair,
God.
it's Noelle with like 4 intelligence.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not as smart as you. Or wait, no, we're both polymorphed.
Oh my God, there's 2 giant birds.
She's wild shaped.
Oh,
I'm
then
wild
yeah,
shaped.
I'm just a beast.
Two intelligence, excuse me.
Literally, I have a
Alora's
very...
trying to give a heartfelt apology, and Noelle's just like, "Owie!"
I think suddenly I'm very concerned about getting eaten.
I like nip at the people on my back.
Don't worry, I can shoot them down if they get angry.
So yeah,
I do have a quick question. What does Gideon say after all that? Does he say anything? Do I hear him be like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I am never doing this kind of shit again. Fuck this.
I'm too old for this shit.
Never fucking again.
2 days from retirement.
Could have just fixed our ship and taken it up here. This fuck no. Fuck no. All right.
I mean, we discussed leaving, and Gideon was like, well, we're all the way here.
Yeah, he was like, no, we're not leaving.
And now he regrets it. Can I get an MVP vote from the party, please?
Lauren?
It shouldn't be me. I just almost TPK'd us.
So I
mean, you know, but we did take out the ship, so...
I have to vote for Burberry, because if you had not reminded us about our short rest beforehand, I would be literally dead.
Yeah.
That damage would have been double my hit points at that point.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going for Burberry.
Alright.
Yeah, Burberry works with me.
Thanks, guys.
I don't think I
Literally
deserve
saved Noelle
MVP.
from dying.
I literally almost TPK'd us. I don't think I deserve MVP.
Yeah, it's funny too. I was looking at him. I'm like, "Is this enough dice?" And I'm like, "I don't even know if this is enough dice. Is this actually 20?" I got 5, 10.
I think that's the maximum amount of damage that we've done in one turn.
I think it was 19 d10, so not quite 20. I knew I was short a little.
Well.
Next time. Next time.
No, wait. I had 6 hit points. You gotta roll that last one.
If you roll that last one, we might kill Noel.
Well, no, in fairness,
it would have been a 10.
Okay, well that's fine. I have the relentless endurance or whatever, so I came back at 1 hit point.
Oh, good for
How much damage was it again, DM?
It was 108.
108. If I had failed, I would have been knocked out by 3 hit points.
Jesus.
Oh
no, it would have been 118 if he had remembered that other dice.
Then yeah, definitely. I'm glad I made my dex save.
If I had all 20 d20s, that would have been a lot. It's a lot of gunpowder.
If that was 118, I would have had like 3 hit points left.
Even 118 wouldn't have outright killed Noel because of full hit points at that point. But
y'all blew up the gunpowder stores of a 4-deck 100-gun fucking battleship.
We did it.
It's gonna deal a lot of damage.
I know Grog is gonna be so pissed when he gets back.
Do what? Oh, the deck save.
I was like, I just have to roll like decent. Like I don't have to roll great. Just above like a 10, I should be fine because I have a +9 to this shit. And I rolled a 5 and then a 5 with inspiration.
Oh,
that fucking sucks.
Like, come on.
Little bastards.
Thank you for letting me have your inspo, Lord, because yeah, I rolled a 4 and that would have been a 10 even.
Ooh.
Yeah, I literally, I was like, anybody need it? Take it, take it. I'm so sorry. Please take it. I feel terrible, but also, I don't know what else
but
to
Johnny,
do.
you just took down a 4-layer 100-man gunship by yourself, pretty much.
I low-key kind of did.
Just for my own peace of mind, I'm curious if this would have even worked, DM. My plan, if Aloran had just like lit the box and just said like, I jump out and we'll see what happens, my plan was going to be to light a torch and just mage hand it inside and just dump it into one of the barrels. Would that have worked? Because of the like barrier, I don't know.
If you were mage handing,
it's like we're floating on the carpet. I light a torch and I just mage hand it inside. And
I mean, you wouldn't be able to see what you were doing. Is the only problem.
See where the barrels were?
You did. Does mage hand require you to see? Is the question.
I don't think. I mean, it's just like a floating hand.
Honestly, I probably would have done a roll of some kind just to.
Oh, DM, I do have a question. If I hadn't
control the hand, you can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, store, retrieve an item from an open container, pour contents into a vial. It does not say anything about having to be able to see what it's doing. So I would argue you could have probably done that.
If we didn't light the gunpowder, would the ship have exploded?
Well,
does it have a fire suppression system around the gunpowder?
There was one.
Turn on.
But now it got blowed up.
Yeah, you dropped the fire directly into the gunpowder, so.
You did have a good instinct, at the very least.
Yeah, I didn't think if we didn't light the gunpowder specifically that it would blow up. That was my fear. The oil was just to catch all the other barrels on fire.
That was a well-founded fear.
Yeah, but
there was 100% fire suppression security around their gunpowder cache.
100%. I knew that. They were talking about glyphs, and I'm like, there don't be glyphs of fire shit around their gunpowder. That's just like the smart thing to do. If they have done all this shit, they're going to have protected the gunpowder.
Should have protected the hull.
I mean, to be fair,
a lesson for next time.
They did try. That one guy cast spider climb and just fell off the side.
Whatever happened to him? I hope he's okay.
Yo, did he survive?
Did he find my boat and maybe steer it away?
Maybe he's really good at like free diving, and he's fine.
Maybe he's secretly a half-orc. It just was fun.
And he's just like, well, I'm glad I'm not on that thing.
Fiery things falling out of the sky.
Oh, I think he died.
Was he a half-orc? What was he?
I mean, you didn't even see what he was. Nobody saw what he was. It was just a guy spider climbing along the bottom of the ship, coming to investigate what the fuck was going on down here, and then Gideon and fucking Barnaby stabbed and shot him until he fell off, and then he just whoosh through the clouds, never to be seen again.